What's up, everybody? It's J and J with Justin and Jordan. What we got going on today, Justin? It's the new year, first episode of 2025.
Yeah, happy new year, guys. So today we got Jimmy Butler requesting a trade from the Miami Heat. Pat Riley and the Miami Heat suspend Jimmy Butler for 7 games. We got the All-Star fan returns, the first returns.
Yep.
We got the D'Angelo Russell, Dorian Finney-Smith trade that went down literally the day after last episode, so we gotta talk about it. We got the Kawhi Leonard debut. Jordan was hinting at it, I think, last episode.
Yeah.
So now it's finally about to go down. And we got the OKC 14-game winning streak,
Which also continued by snapping our own. And what's up?
My bad for cutting you off.
Nah, you good.
You know what's crazy? In the Tibbs era, we've had 4 different
I was gonna mention that we've had a lot of 9-game winning streaks.
and we was there last year.
Yeah, we haven't been able to the Laker game. Yeah,
The Laker game that would have been
get
10.
to 10.
Yeah, we can never get to 10.
We can't get to 10. But just real quick too, because I didn't put this in the notes really. Just want to give I don't want to say shout out, but get better to Jaden Ivey.
Yes,
Bro is done for the season, unfortunately, with the injury that he sustained. Which kind of sucked. He was putting together a pretty good season. He's averaging 17, 18 points per game. Pistons were really putting it together this season. And if the Pistons do make the playoffs, it's going to suck that he's not going to be a part of that playoff run, considering that he's been a contribution to the team so far. So hopefully he gets better, and then next season comes back even better.
Yeah,
and the team gets better as well.
Yeah, I hope he has a speedy recovery. Guess well, because prior to the season, I was saying Jaden Ivey, this is a big year for him, and he surpassed all expectations that I had, and he proved to me that he's really one of them guys in this league. He had everything that we saw coming out the draft. He was starting to show them this season, and it sucks that he went down because I love watching this Pistons team because they're in every game fighting with every single team. So to see him go down, it fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah, bro, but prayers up to him. He's gonna do his thing next year, hopefully, and shout out to the Pistons as well. Just keep doing your thing, bro. Don't let it set y'all back. Just let this motivate y'all even more, win more for him, and continue the path to the playoffs. But Justin, let's get into it. What do you want to start off the day with?
Should we just get the D-Lo shit out the way?
Yeah, because the D-Lo shit happened right after we finished.
It happened Sunday, I think.
A lot of shit likes to happen right after we record, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So obviously D-Lo finally got traded. Laker fans were celebrating a lot on the TL on Twitter. I'll say that much. So we have the deal of D-Lo and Maxwell Lewis going one way, and then you had DFS
and
Shake Milton, as well as a couple of second rounders going to the Nets as well. And DFS already coming out. Shout out to him, bro, too. Shout out to DFS. First press conference already coming out saying, yeah, it feels good to be part of a big brother team. When you and, part of the Nets or, like the Clippers, you feel like that little brother team. I mean, that's how you know it's true, bro. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I know fan bases like to try to minimize that, pretend it's not real. Clipper fans, White Sox fans, Mets fans, Jets fans, Nets fans. I'm probably blanking on a couple other fan bases as well, but they all like to pretend like there's no little brother mentality in this whole thing, but it's a real thing. You can't minimize it. Players do feel a certain way playing for the other team. You want to be a Cub. You want to be a Laker. You want to be a Yankee. You want to be a Giant. That's who you want to play for. It's just the truth. And it's constantly that you're seeing these players come out and say these things. So shout out to DFS for saying that shit. That shit was funny as hell to me, bro. And even, PG said it. I don't like PG, but even when he said that shit was funny. But with him, it's different because he's not even living up to what he said, though, because he's not even doing his thing. He had one decent game this past week, but after that, can't really say too much about it. But how do you feel about the overall package in terms of, for both teams, Justin, starting off with the Lakers?
I actually like it for both teams. I was talking to a Laker fan saying that I liked it for both of them. For the Lakers, you get Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. Dorian Finney-Smith, he's a player, doesn't need the ball at all. He's gonna defend. He's gonna complement the team well, shoot threes. It's funny too, because when this trade went down, everybody was like, Dorian Finney-Smith spaces the floor, a great shooter. And the only thing that came into my head was you saying Dorian Finney-Smith under.
Oh, I always take his under 1.5, 2
Yeah,
threes. Under half,
that
under
that
one and a
was
half
the
threes.
the
Yeah,
first thing that came into my mind, and I was like, "Are we sure, nigga?"
he's good for one, and you'll
Yeah,
sweat. You'll sweat for the rest of the game. He'll make one early, but then he'll finish the game 1 for 7 or
yeah.
1 for 6.
So I kind of didn't want to go out and like be like, "Oh yeah, he's a great shooter," because in the back of my mind, I'm like, under 1.5 threes.
Yeah.
That's all Jordan was telling me. But he does fit this team very well. The fit with D'Lo, like D'Lo had his moments there, but I think they wanted to go a different direction with Austin Reeves. He's been playing really well this season. We obviously Bron having the playmaking duties and having to score at times. So the fit with D'Lo, it was kind of weird because there were a couple times where the starting lineup was like D'Lo and Austin Reeves, and Bron was in there, so it was kind of like, yo, what are we doing? But now this kind of like takes some of that awkwardness out. You add a guy who doesn't need the ball, who's gonna be spot up, and he's gonna be looked at as one of your point of attack defenders. So that's gonna be a plus for them. Because defensively, this team is garbage.
Yeah,
So,
bro.
And Shake Milton, him coming off the bench, I'm not really expecting him to play because I just don't see it happening. Their defense is so bad, and he doesn't add to that. He's really just a scorer. So I think he was just an added piece. I don't really see him playing. For the Brooklyn Nets, D'Lo coming back. I like it for the Nets because it's like you add him in, and it's like you have another talented player. Yeah, people like to talk shit about him, but he is a talented player. So you get to prop him up and make him look good for the next team that wants to potentially trade for him. And then you could get even more assets back for what you're trying to ultimately do, which is tank for this season. But I don't know how that plan is working when they just beat the Bucks the other day.
My thing is though, because you're talking about building up his value. Before I even give my viewpoint on the trade, do you think anyone's gonna fall for D'Lo again though? We saw him on the Warriors put up numbers on a losing team. Obviously, Steph went down.
Yeah.
Understandably so. That's fine. But realistically speaking, we saw D'Lo. I'm not gonna say carried, but he was the focal point of that Brooklyn Nets team that made it to playoffs.
Yeah.
But then when Curry went down, he barely did anything for the Warriors. I don't even think they won 25 games. I don't even know if they won 20 because that's the season that got them James Wiseman.
I think they literally won 20.
Yeah. So
yeah,
you couldn't even get 25 games for us, 30 games for us. Then when you threw him on the Timberwolves, he wasn't really doing too much either. He was cool. But he wasn't contributing to winning, let's be real. The Timberwolves fell for it. They paired him and Cat together.
Yo.
They were good friends, same draft class.
Wasn't that the trade? Wasn't he got traded for Wiggins, right?
Yeah.
Yo.
So even looking back, that doesn't look good either. And that's when D'Lo was coming off the plane, off the jet with the camcorder. Cat was all hyped to see him.
I think they traded a first in that too.
I don't remember that part. It's possible. I don't remember that part, but
because I think one of those
picks
ended up being Moody, I think, or Kuminga.
That's fine. I mean,
yeah.
If it's Moody, who gives a fuck? If it's Kuminga, I guess you could feel some type of way about it.
I'm about to.
It's most likely Moody though, if I had to guess.
It probably is Moody.
And then he goes to the Lakers, and obviously we see what he is with the Lakers, and his value kind of went down. So I think at this point in time, even if he goes to the Nets, well, on the Nets right now, he's playing pretty decent so far. Even if he averages like 22 points a game and he's shooting the lights out, I don't know if any contender's going to fall for that shit again.
Oh, I found it.
The whole trade?
Yeah. So he was traded by the Warriors with Jacob Evans and Amari Spellman to the Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins, a 2021 first that ended up being Jonathan Kuminga,
wow.
A 2021 second round pick, which ended up being Deuce McBride.
Hey, that's a W for us.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's crazy. I remember when that trade went down, and like after like a month, they're like, this could be one of the worst fucking trades for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, bro. That trade literally ended up culminating into a ring, bro. So that's already a bad look. So I think D'Lo's kind of falling into that con man type of thing that Dave was talking about. We need to start talking about we need to do like a whole segment that like the biggest con mans in the league right now, like a him, Spencer Dinwiddie. Who else would be
I think they're gonna say biggest con men in NBA history.
even in history we could do that, but even just right now, it would be like him, Spencer Dinwiddie. Like I would have to think just guys that you keep falling for, that you trade for them. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. Like that.
Yeah.
That's looking like the big three of con men, bro. When it comes to the league,
Trying to think of one more.
they look good as hell. On a bad team, you trade for them, and then you're on a contender, and like either they're cool or they're not too good. That's it. That's really what they are. So
Yeah, that is the big three. Holy
I don't know
shit.
if anyone's gonna fall for that shit again. But who knows? Because the Warriors just fell for Dennis Schroeder, bro. For whatever reason, they just fell for that bullshit. And right now, it's already not working out. He looked amazing on the Nets, trash team. Look, same thing's about to happen for D'Lo. D'Lo's about to put up a little bit better numbers than Dennis Schroeder just did for them. If someone falls for that, bro, fire that GM. Fire the GM who trades for D'Lo next. To be honest with you, because that's terrible. But I'm going to my viewpoint on the trade. I was even looking like at it through like an offensive standpoint in terms of DFS. With DFS, I'm more so looking at the defense, being able to guard that 1 through 5. He's capable of guarding the fives, but realistically, you're looking through 1 through 4. Possibility in some rotations 1 through 5. That's what's really the most important thing. I think he's gonna kind of fill that V8 role that they had when they had that Western Conference Finals run. And I guess, sometimes he might be able to hit the three. Hopefully, he doesn't get hit with that combination of the Lakers and Bron shooter tax. But we still have yet to see, still too much of a small sample size. We're going to see how it looks throughout the rest of the season. But I think he's going to be a pretty valuable piece going into the playoffs. Shake Milton, like you said, I don't think he's going to really do shit, to be honest with you. He's not really going to be doing much. But another thing, too, is you also have to look at, like you said, what it does for the rest of the roster. Austin Reeves already hooping, bro. That's one less guy that needs the ball. DFS doesn't need the fucking ball. He doesn't need to bring the ball up from backcourt. He's just gonna stand in the corner, set some screens, and that's it. And if he gets the ball, he's gonna shoot in the corner.
Yeah.
So now you're giving Austin Reeves, like, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys who's like a Laker fan that thinks Austin Reeves has this all-star potential or anything, or like he's this incredible player. But he's pretty damn good. And he fits with Bron. So if he could get even a little bit more of ball responsibility and take that load off of LeBron and have it go on to him instead of D'Angelo Russell, then yeah, it's automatically a plus for them. That's a big plus for the Lakers. And I think this is definitely going to be a way better season for the Lakers than it was last season, just by losing D'Lo. Like Norman Powell said, bro, addition by subtraction. Even if they didn't even get DFS. Even if DFS doesn't work out, addition by subtraction, my nigga. For the Nets, too, I guess keep stockpiling them picks, even though it's some second rounders. If you could swing a D'Lo trade, go for it, obviously. Even if you get barely anything, but keep stockpiling them picks. Hopefully the nostalgia factor hits for you guys. Like Justin said, though, I don't know if this is going to help with the tank, though. Because D'Lo's going to be one of them guys. He's going to put enough numbers. Him and Cam Thomas together, they're turnstiles on defense, but they're going to put enough points to possibly win you one too many games. Like, I think this might end up in a situation where they might be like 4 or 5 wins above the worst team in the league to get that number 1 pick. And that's going to be a real pain in the ass for them. And it's going to ruin their chance of being the number 1 pick and maybe set them all the way back to 5 or 6. Just because they have those 2 guys who are so talented at scoring the basketball in the backcourt. Maxwell Lewis, obviously we didn't really get to talk about him because unfortunately he's already hurt too. So
yeah,
not too much to say about him. But one last thing I'm gonna say about the D'Lo shit. Fuck you to all the Laker fans on Twitter, bro, who really tried to say that it's not worth giving up D'Lo and Rui in a trade for De'Aaron Fox. And then I saw one Laker fan who got 1,000 likes saying D'Lo does the same thing as De'Aaron Fox, just at a slightly lesser level. I could not believe that shit when I saw that. I was like, you got 1,000 likes for this shit? They said that. Not even picks too, by the way. Nobody even said anything about picks. Remember when we came here last week talking about trades? I said Rui, D'Lo, and picks. And I saw shit on Twitter. This wasn't even like in any of our comment sections or anything. This was just on Twitter. Someone said, D'Lo and Rui's not worth it. to get De'Aaron Fox. And now you just traded D'Lo. All due respect, DFS is going to help. We just traded D'Lo for DFS and Shake Milton, and you're telling me he wasn't worth De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Fucking insane, bro.
And the last thing I'm going to say about this trade, one thing I really do like about it for the Lakers and why I think so far, I mean, obviously you got to wait and see, but they won the trade. They didn't give up no first round pick.
That's a W.
That's a W in itself.
Which you shouldn't anyways for DFS. Let's be real.
They didn't give up no first round pick. They stood on business. I think they gave up 3 seconds. And that was always the talk, the 2029 first, the 2031 first. So now they get to keep those just in case they want to do something else. But that's a W on the Lakers. Though.
Before I transition though, if you was Rob, would you have thrown, I'm trying to think how many picks would be reasonable enough. Would you have thrown one unprotected to add Cam Johnson to that deal?
Yeah.
2 unprotecteds.
So I would get Cam Johnson and DFS?
And DFS.
Fuck yeah.
2 unprotecteds?
Yeah.
As well as the second round picks. I'm trying to see where the line is. 2 unprotected first and 1 protected first. And then all those second rounders.
2 unprotected first.
1 protected. So 3 first round picks overall. Just one of them's pretty protected. Let's say lottery protected. And then those second round picks still that's actually in the deal already. As well as D'Lo.
I would do it.
So you think Cam Johnson's worth 3 first round picks, basically?
I mean, if you get in Cam Johnson and DFS...
Well, I'm just saying because they already got DFS basically with these picks.
Yeah, for those, yeah.
And I'm not changing the trade on the Lakers side except adding the picks because it's not like I'm taking D'Lo out or adding anyone else in. So you're saying that Cam Johnson's basically worth 3 first round picks so far.
Basically. But I feel like that deal...
I think he's worth 2, to be honest with you.
But I'm like, that deal where you're getting both of them...
It would be fire.
Fire. Especially with the Lakers. Because those are 2 guys that are going to help you and they don't need the ball. So, and you're trying to maximize the most you can get from Bron in these last couple of years. So I would do it.
And you would have DFS on the bench too. That's the thing. He would be even more valuable off the bench. You'll have that starting lineup be with Cam Johnson, Austin Reeves, Bron, AD, Cam Johnson. Who's gonna fill that last role? You could have DFS, you could have Rui, or you could have Max Christie. Who would you have from those 3?
You said off the bench?
No, for that last spot for the starting 5.
What you said?
Austin Reeves, Bron, Cam Johnson, AD. And then you have to pick between Max Christie, who's been playing really good recently.
He has.
Rui, and DFS. All guys who do different things for the team, and they will all be valuable in that starting spot.
Probably go DFS.
DFS?
Yeah. And that's a team, too, that I feel like once Bron does retire, I feel like that team isn't like garbage where it's like...
They could do their thing after if AD wants to stay, too.
Yes, if AD stays. Like, I don't think that team is garbage to where those picks are like, oh, shit, like, we fucked up. I think that team is still pretty competent where it's like, they're not garbage at all. And then you are the Lakers at the end of the day. Somebody could see that team and be like, I want to go there. They have pieces. Yeah. So I would do it.
Yeah, like a young star, like
But you have to maneuver. Like, you have to be smart. You can't do... Because Pelinka has done good things, but he's also done some shitty things, like the Westbrook thing. Like, can't do that shit again. But like this team, if that trade was to happen, that team looks good enough to a young star where like
for example, I was about to start throwing out like young star names, like even like I'm not even worrying about contract, like LaMelo Ball, for example. Like you throw him on that team, that's an awesome team.
He gonna be like, shit, me and AD. I mean, AD will be like 35 at that point.
And obviously, D Fox would be a free agent after this season, so it wouldn't really make sense because LeBron would have to retire after this season. But like a D Fox would be like, fuck yeah, I want to go there. I'm just thinking mostly of guards, to be honest with you. I'm not even thinking about like wings. I would want to go there. Just young guards, but basically just young guards.
I mean, LaMelo,
with that shit. LaMelo's basically that number 1 though.
Yeah, LaMelo. I don't see Cade.
Yeah, I was about to say Cade's not leaving.
I was gonna say Cade, but nah.
Ja's not leaving.
Yeah.
That's Ja's home, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's really LaMelo.
Yeah, it's just LaMelo. But still, man.
I think he would go there.
That'll be tough.
You got your guys to guard for you. You got shooters and got AD.
And then you got AD, one of the better bigs in the league. Yeah. Like a top 3, top 4 big.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I'm a young guard, absolutely I want to fucking go to the Lakers after Bron's gone. You feel me? And with all those pieces, and obviously this is a hypothetical, but even without the Cam Johnson, you keep these guys. That's still a pretty damn good team, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would want to play for the Lakers if I was a young guard. Transitioning though, obviously Lakers is right now the number 4 seed. Right behind them, only one game behind, but they are the 7 seed. Is the other side of LA, the Clippers. They're getting a Kawhi Leonard return tonight. Like I told Justin, we kind of had the back and forth of how high can the Clippers finish? Will they be contenders if Kawhi played a certain amount of games? We're finally about to see the start of Kawhi's season starting tonight. See how far they could go. Hopefully, he plays enough games to really elevate this team. Justin, what are kind of your expectations tonight of Kawhi? Because so far, I don't think there's any reports of minutes restrictions. We don't see any reports of him feeling any pain or anything. So I don't even know what to expect from him. I don't know if we're gonna get a whole 30, if we're gonna get like a limited 20, 25, if they're just gonna play it by the ear, if it's a closed game, keep him in, kind of keep pull him in and out. I don't know what to expect.
It's gonna sound mad disrespectful, but I expect like a 14-point game.
But like ugly because he's rusty, or you're saying because he's barely gonna play?
I feel like a little bit of both.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like Kawhi Leonard come back from games, and it's like it usually takes him about like it takes him a little bit, like I'll say like a week or two to finally get back into. Because I remember that when he came back that one year, when he missed the entire season, it took him a little minute to get going. But once he got going, it was like, oh shit, he's back. But in the beginning, it was like, yeah, he got to ramp up. And usually Kawhi, when he does come back from shit like that, he will be like on a little minute restriction, like usually like a 25-30 minute thing, which I wouldn't mind them doing because they've already been playing so well without him. So it's like, why would you try to like force him in? I would see. I would understand a different situation if they were like, I guess like a fucking 10 seed. It'd be a little bit different. But I don't really see any reason to rush him. I think the smart thing to do would be to ease him in. I think it's actually good they didn't put those reports out, because then it's like Kawhi doesn't really have that pressure to like go out and like try to fucking to rush himself back. And I think James Harden missed the last couple of games, and he should be playing today, so that's also gonna take some pressure off him too. But I just really expect like Kawhi to just go in, go through the motions, get his feet back under him, and then I think within like 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, we'll see Kawhi Leonard back.
Not to start a conspiracy, but kind of just kind of to build off one of the statements that you made. But obviously, I'm not misconstruing what Justin said, but kind of just like what you said, seeing where the team was at this point in time. You think he may have wanted to see how far the team could go to see if it was even worth coming back at a certain point in time?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to start a conspiracy. We're not saying this is a true fact, like we have any report of this or anything. But I think Kawhi, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to risk my body, like Justin said, if we're the fucking 10 seed, the 11 seed, the 12 seed. So it's good news that he wants to come back because you're the 7 seed. Sure, you're the 7 seed, but like I just said,
Yeah.
you're one game behind the 4 seed,
Yeah, they're
which
right
is the
there.
Lakers. You're one game behind. You're barely behind the 3 seed. You're in the mix. And that's why I said last episode, which is, I believe they were the 5th seed or the 4th seed last episode.
They were the 5th seed, I think.
Like, they are a true contender with Kawhi Leonard. Luka's going to be down for a while, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
It's sad news, but it's the truth, right? They've already lost 3 or 4 in a row. Ja is down. Now is the time to catch up to the Grizzlies.
Timberwolves are down.
Timberwolves and Edwards, which is what we're going to talk about in a little bit. I'm not saying he's declining. He's kind of stagnated, maybe gotten a little bit down from what he was last year. You feel me?
The Nuggets don't look the same.
The Nuggets are not the same. You feel me? So now it's just like the Rockets are inexperienced. They don't have a true number one. And the Lakers, you never know what you're going to get from them in the playoffs. You know? Are they going to get wiped down the first round by the Nuggets? Are they going to make it all the way to the conference finals or the finals? You don't know. You feel me? Any other teams am I missing? The Suns aren't even in playoff contention right now.
They're fucking garbage.
The Warriors are barely hanging on.
Yeah.
The Kings are on a 3-game winning streak. They're still 1 game out of the play-in, right behind the Warriors. They're about to play the Warriors next, by the way, for that play-in spot, basically. Like, all these teams, they're generally weakened besides the Thunder, another team we're going to talk about later. So it's like, if there was a time to really go out and kill, damn, Justin making fucking fantasy moves right now?
That's not me.
Oh, that's Dequan. I'll be my bad. My
Oh
bad.
shit.
My bad.
Nah, because I saw that shit at the same time too, though.
My bad. Because I saw that. I was like, this is gonna make fantasy moves. I should be doing the same shit. But now is low key the time to strike. Now I feel like, I'm not saying Kawhi's thing is strategic, like he did it on purpose the time he returned. But I definitely do think that him looking at the team and testing them out might have been on purpose, potentially. So now really is a time to strike. Luka down. Timberwolves down. Nuggets not the same. Lakers are, you don't know. Ja is down. Like I said, all this shit is going on in the West. Yeah, it's a mixture. It's a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get with everybody. But that just means it's open for anyone that's not the Thunder. You could chase anyone that's not named the Thunder. There's no reason why you can't take the 2 seed from the Rockets. Are they a decent amount ahead of you? Sure, but it's not impossible to catch them. The only ones that's impossible to catch is the Thunder, to be truthfully honest. So, with Kawhi Leonard, get your games and get your wins in. Do your thing, build that chemistry with, Harden that you're already building off from last season. Obviously, you got to integrate a little bit more with this new Norman Powell role and everything. And just through that, bro, y'all should be contenders, bro. I really do believe this is a contending team. I'm dead ass. I really do think if Kawhi plays enough, this is a contender. This is a team that could go to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think there's only a few teams that's really fucking with them. Like, truly fucking with them in 7-game series. In a 7-game series, the only team watching them, like I said, is the Thunder. The only team that's giving them a serious fight that I might be a little bit worried is the Mavs, the Nuggets, and potentially the Lakers. I low-key think they can make work of the Lakers, though, to be honest with you. But the Suns are at contention, obviously. The Warriors, they would wipe the fucking
I think they
floor
would
with.
fucking fry
They're
the Suns.
frying the Timberwolves. The Rockets, inexperienced. They are frying the Rockets. I want the Rockets to succeed. I want Şengün to succeed. They're frying the Rockets. I'm sorry, in 5 or 6 games. I'd love for them to make a really good run. I don't believe in them. The Grizzlies, they're frying them, bro.
They're frying the Grizzlies. No, they got nobody to guard Kawhi.
I truly think that they would fry everybody in the West confidently, besides, obviously, the Thunder, who are up here, and the Clippers are right here with a healthy Kawhi, and then you have the Mavs and the Nuggets right here with them in that same tier. Everybody else is below them. And the Lakers are a little bit below them, and then everyone else is way below them. In a 7-game series, obviously. No one's really fucking with them. That's how I feel. So, I think if Kawhi gets enough games, like I said last episode, if he plays like 40 games out of the 50 left, 30 games out of the 50 left.
You said 30
like
out of the 50.
Yeah, if he plays 30 out of the 50 and they go, I'd say like 21-9 or something, 20-10. We'll see. Maybe he plays more. It's possible. Maybe he plays more. He's motivated to play more. He's healthy enough to play more. But if he could be like on a 60% winning percentage with Kawhi, that's pretty fucking good, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's a 50-win pace. If you have like a 50-win pace with Kawhi, you're going to have a top 4, top 5 seed. Hopefully you have a home court advantage.
Is Kawhi one of those motherfuckers, if he said, I'm not playing back-to-backs, has he earned that right for you?
Like, I don't want to be difficult and say like he hasn't earned it as a Clipper because he hasn't done anything for the Clippers. But at the same time, it kind of depends where we are in the season. But if he says it right now, I'm torn, to be honest with you. But like, if we're in March and we're like if it's the start of March and we're like kind of confidently a top 4 seed, like maybe 3-4 games above the 4 seed, we're a little bit comfortable, not too comfortable. And he says, yeah, I'm not playing back-to-backs. I'll say, all right, I think we got a good enough squad to at least win like that game that you're not in. I think we have a decent fighting chance.
What if he says, I'm not playing, I would like to not play road back-to-backs. So only on the road back-to-backs.
I'll let him do it.
I would let him do
I'll
it.
let him do it.
I'll let him do it.
I'll let him do it. But he's playing home back-to-backs?
Yeah,
I'll fucking let
he's
him
willing
do
to
it.
play home
I'll
back
let
to
him do
back.
it. If it was all back-to-backs, I'm torn. If he's playing the home ones, I'll let him do it. Absolutely.
I think if I was him,
Absolutely.
I would do that.
Absolutely, because if he's like, nigga, I'm not flying from Phoenix to Dallas to play back-to-back games, I'll be like, all right, it's fine.
Change the time zone.
Go back home, buddy. All the time, I'll go back home.
But he's like, I'll play home back to back, so.
Yeah, I bet. No problem. Suit up. We'll see. We'll see you back in the dome. We won't even tell him to suit up to sit on the bench. We'll be like, yo, go back to the dome. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next Thursday. So I hope he makes. I'm not even gonna say hope because I know he's gonna make a good impact on this team. It's Kawhi fucking Leonard, bro.
I'm actually excited for him to come back.
I'm hyped too. Maybe not about this specific game, but like you said, he might be a little bit rusty, but because he's playing the Hawks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah.
So maybe this might be a good team for him to play against. But again, I don't want to sleep on DeAndre Hunter and Jalen Johnson, who are both demons so far, and Dyson Daniels. So it might low key be a nightmare matchup for him. But again, it's Kawhi Leonard. He might be able to still do his fucking thing.
I'm trying to look at the future games for when like he'll be like back to Kawhi, like games to look forward to.
Let's say
they play the Lakers.
Let's say after 4 games he's Kawhi. So the 5th game, his 5th game. Let's say he plays 5 games straight. What would his 5th game be?
The Heat.
Oh, he will fry them. He's cooking them.
Games to look forward to: Lakers, Clippers, January 19th.
That's a decent amount. That's 2 weeks.
Oh shit! Clippers, Celtics, January 22nd, and then you got
That's almost 3 weeks.
And then you got Clippers, Bucks, January 25th.
That's 3 weeks.
Clippers, Suns, 27th. Clippers, Spurs, the 29th. Yeah.
That's over 3 weeks. Yeah, that should be more than enough time for him to be good.
I wonder if they got through. Actually, no, I was about to say. I wonder if they got through their hard schedule, but it's looking like March is like their rough patch.
That's when they're gonna need him. But that's also gonna be low key the time where he's gonna want to rest.
Because in March they gotta play the Lakers, they gotta play Phoenix, they gotta play the Knicks, they gotta play the Hawks again, they gotta play the Cavs, they gotta play the Grizzlies, they gotta play the Thunder. Oh, they play the Knicks twice in March, and the Cavs twice in March.
By the way, for reference, they're 3 games behind the 3-seed Rockets, and they're the 7 seed. 3.5 games behind the 2-seed Grizzlies. So it's right there for anybody to take. Like, I'm not just talking perspective of the Clippers, but also for the Clippers too with Kawhi. The 2 seed is right there for you guys to take. It's for anyone to take, bro. So with Kawhi Leonard, they have an incredible chance to grab a top 3 seed, bro.
If I'm the Clippers, I think my goal would be like top 4 seed.
Yeah, home court advantage.
Try to get home court advantage for the playoffs.
But at the same time, too, low key, I would like to strive to avoid OKC until the conference finals.
Oh yeah, so you would have to get top 3, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah, because 4 seed you got to play them round 2. Yeah.
I don't want to see them before the Western Conference Finals, because hopefully someone else knocks them out, bro. Maybe Luka takes them out for you, and then you and Luka have that back and forth rivalry. You guys are 2-1 against Luka in series. Maybe you still give him nightmares, bro. Maybe I still give him problems, and you could beat him. Who knows?
Yeah,
it's possible. It's possible. Anything can happen in the playoffs, bro. Amen. I just think that I'm standing by my take, bro. They're contenders. Not just because of healthy Kawhi is healthy Kawhi, but also just the fact that this right here, fuck the first season where they had Lou Will, Montrez, Paul George, Pat Bev, all these guys. Fuck that team. I think this is going to be the best Clippers team that Kawhi Leonard is a part of, to be honest with you. This very team is going to be the best one that he plays for. You can mark my words on that too, Justin. This is going to be the best Clippers team he plays for. Him, Harden, Zoo, Norman Powell. And that's why I really do believe, even going back to the fucking offseason, that's why I believe letting go of Paul George was a blessing in disguise. And that's why I'm giving a second shout out to Norman Powell. I'm repeating what he said twice this episode. Addition by subtraction. Fuck Paul George. And fuck Philly too, because they keep losing. They still out the playoff race. Fuck them niggas.
Yeah, I'm so happy they're losing.
Justin, how concerned are you right now from 1 to 10 about Anthony Edwards?
Man, tell me about it. He's on my fucking fantasy team. Holy shit. And then FanDuel gave me a free bet, $5. I'm like, fuck it. I'll do Anthony Edwards. It's a primetime game on TNT against the Celtics. He'll show out, right? I'll take him over 24 points. The motherfucker had 15.
Yeah, he had 15.
Come on, bro. And I mentioned my fantasy team because it's like, bro, I noticed a lot of nights, and I was telling Deco on this. I'm like, bro, he has mad nights where he's shooting like 7 for 21, fucking 9 for 26.
He's shooting like shit, bro.
Like he's putting up like September, August, July fucking tour dates, and it's getting me fucking tight. And he was saying that after the game. I don't remember what he said verbatim, but he was like, "It's not fun. I'm getting double teamed and I'm being forced to pass the ball."
Yeah, that's kind of corny.
Yeah.
I hate that complaining about double team shit.
And he was like, "I'm wired to score." So and he's like, "I'm only 23. Figure it out, whatever." But like this shit gets me tight, and I don't know if people on Twitter are trying to correlate this with like Julius Randle, because
Oh, this has nothing to do with Julius Randle.
because I see a lot of people like, I feel like I haven't seen people talk about Ant playing poorly. It more so for like they lost to the Thunder, and the only thing I see on the timeline is Julius Randle getting stripped by J-Dub. And people are like, oh, yo, Knicks fans, especially, they're like, oh, I'm so fucking happy he's off my fucking team. That's all I see. But when I like watch the games or I look at the box score, it's Anthony Edwards putting up a fucking summertime tour date. And it's like it's bad when he drops like 25, but his fantasy points aren't that high.
Yeah.
So that's the shit that sucks. And it's a little concerning because especially before the season, yo, it's like we're so fucking quick to rush and anoint him as like this, and he's not there yet. And it's okay to say that. He still has to adjust to this team, adjust to learn of being the guy. Not saying he wasn't the guy or he's not the guy, but like adjusting to this, being double teamed every possession, being blitzed, and having to get comfortable with that. Being in the film room and like going through different progressions and different reads, that's a different side of the game, and he's a young player in this league. It's like a lot of the media fucking rush to anoint him as Michael Jordan and all these guys, but it's still this is like a new like learning lesson for him. And I'm sure a lot of like the great players have had to go through this rough stretch as well of learning and adjusting to this new offensive role, especially when you're tasked with all this playmaking duties. Do I think he'll get better at it? Yes.
Absolutely.
But this season it's rough. It's very rough. I mean, shout out to DiVincenzo because he's been playing a lot better. But he's gonna have to get out of that like mentality of like, man, it sucks. I can't play the way I want to play. He's gonna have to just like find out different ways to like be effective, like without going in and fucking taking 30 shots to score 23 points.
Since Thanksgiving, how many games do you think he's shot over 50%?
Since Thanksgiving,
Because this is really where the tour date started.
how many? I'll say 4.
Wow, that's right on the money. Okay, what about under 40?
Under 40%. 12.
9.
Mm.
But it's really bad. So after Thanksgiving, we got a 921, 822, 924.
I'm telling you, bro.
721.
Yo,
Nigga, we in March, 3 for 13, 5 for 14. And you got 11 to 18, 10 of 19. And we back in September, 9 of 20. 10 of 21 is good. 7 to 16, 6 of 20, 7 of 20. 11 of 24, decent. 9 to 17, that's good. Then 6 of 20, 6 of 12, that's cool, I guess. And then 5 of 16 against Boston. It's been bad, bro. It's been really bad. I think he has to get the playmaking down. Yes, age and inexperience is a valid factor. This is probably gonna sound like a dickhead statement for me, but that's like something that everyone else could say. That's not really something that he could comment on because that sounds like an excuse for him. Same thing with the double teams. Like you gotta figure it out eventually, bro. You can't be complaining about that shit. You gotta rise above that shit and then figure it out. Especially with all this Michael Jordan shit. And like one thing I will say though to give him grace, he did say though to stop comparing him to Mike though. That he
Yeah,
was
he
gonna be
did.
himself too, regardless. So he's his own guy. We should have been stopped doing that shit. Unfortunately, the historic 3-point shooting shit's already gone. We should have known it was a hot. Well, not we knew that shit, but everyone else should have known that was just a hot shooting streak. It happens to certain players. It's just that when it happens at the start of the season, people think it's going to be a historic thing that's going to hold up the whole season. Same thing with Buddy Hield. Not to compare the two, but the Buddy Hield shit died off.
Oh, I was
Like
first in line to that party. Like that shit was not lasting.
Warriors fans saying Buddy Hield was going to be an all-star. Warriors fans saying that the Warriors going to be contenders when they was at 2 seed. Niggas is a 10 seed now. I think they 500.
Damn, you just said it because I was about to poke fun at Warriors fans just now.
Yeah, they've been hot garbage, bro. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But in terms of Ant though, like he came out the gates firing
On
from
fire.
3, and he's still shooting decently from 3. Don't get me wrong, he's still shooting 40%, but that's kind of inflated by his start of the season because bro was shooting damn near close to 50% from 3 at the start of the season. So his recent stretch, like I said, from Thanksgiving, shooting from 3, not that good, bro. And I'm concerned about him and the Timberwolves because, to be honest with you, they're right on the edge. I think them or the Warriors has that last playing spot. They're either them or the Warriors is the 9 or the 10 seed right now. And right behind them, you got the Suns and the Kings just waiting right now. Who, like I said, every fucking episode, any team, they just got to turn on. It takes one team in the West to have a 2-game losing streak, another to have a 3-game losing streak. The team that lost 2 in a row, they dropping down 2 spots. The team that won is going up 2. It's that quickly, bro, that the standings is going to change. And it's like JJ Redick said, right? And the shit about viewership and his little rant about viewership. He said, we playing the Kings tonight. Like, they don't have a good record, but that's not because they're a good team. They're a phenomenal team. It's just that the West is at an all-time great right now. This is probably like the best conference of all time. That's how fucking good the West is right now. Truly and honestly, that's just how good it is. So they got to take their shit serious right now, bro. They got to get their act together because if they don't, they can miss the playoffs completely, Justin.
Oh my god.
What's up?
I don't want to get on a tangent, but it's because I was when you were talking about Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan, Shea popped in my mind, so I went to Basketball Reference Shea. And then I was just looking, and then I went to transactions, and I was like, God damn, yo.
Oh, the trade?
That Clippers trade is so fucking...
How many times?
Yo, I didn't know, like, the exact, like, picks and all this, but now I'm reading it right here, and I'm like, wow, these niggas fucked up. Holy shit.
Just, I'm never going to let them...
And it's still not done.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to be done for
not
years.
Even done.
That's why I'm never going to let that nigga down, bro. I'm never going to live that shit down. The dude who commented, like, oh, I'm gonna do the your voice of the niggas I hate. Oh, you think SGA is better than Paul George because of 1 year? Oh, Paul George finished top 3 MVP voting in DPOY. She had 1 good season. Who cares? Like, now Paul George is gone. He left the Clippers, and now Shea's putting up MVP numbers.
Oh, one thing I want to say about that too. We have to stop because... And we're just attacking Paul George for no reason now. But Paul George is the only nigga in NBA history for some reason that people give him an MVP season for a season he didn't even win MVP for. Like, I see people call that 2019 season MVP Paul George season. The only other person you could say people might say it for...
There's 2 more.
Isaiah Thomas, Celtics?
No. I've never heard anyone say that. There's 2 more.
No, Eric is the only
one. One of them is rightfully so, though. I'll say 2 of them is rightfully so, especially more than the Paul George one. Harden losing it to Giannis, which you could argue because he averaged 36. That
I hear more people just say 2019 Harden, and I know exactly what the fuck he's talking about.
Exactly. And then this is not down, never live down. And this is because, like you said, this was the here nigga damn of all time. 08 CP3. That's a fucking MVP year. But like you said, yeah. But the difference is, I understand what you're saying though. The difference is those two guys had multiple MVP years before and after.
Yeah.
Paul George hasn't had one since. He didn't have one before.
Hence why people call it MVP Paul George.
Because that's the only
season.
year. Yeah.
And I've heard people, they don't say 2019 Paul George. They say MVP Paul George. I'm like,
where's the trophy?
He didn't win.
Where's the trophy?
He didn't win. So
where's the picture of the trophy?
But yeah, bro, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I'm like, shit, bro. I'm looking. This
is the worst trade of all time.
This is
I'm not gonna lie, Justin. Especially if they win the championship ever, this is going to be the NBA equivalent of the Herschel Walker trade. Bro, no funny shit, because this is the exact same thing. This is the exact same thing as the Herschel Walker shit.
Holy shit, bro.
And I want to look at the Herschel Walker thing because I want to know which one is going to have more players in the trade. Because Herschel Walker was traded for like 8 guys.
Oh my, because it's like, bro, you still have 2025 first and then a 2026 one. Mm-hmm. I can't wait till...
What's the last pick?
It is a 2026 first round pick to the Thunder.
That's so bad.
So if the Thunder go on a dynasty, blame the Clippers.
And I'm going to be real with you. The second apron's not even going to stop them. Because let's say even certain guys do leave, the 25 and 26 pick is just coming right up anyways. They're just replacing them with those Clippers picks that they got. And their own picks.
Be like,
they just have a whole supply, bro.
They'll be like, oh, we can't pay Aaron Wiggins. And oh well, shit.
We got Nikola Topic. Oh well.
Yeah.
We gotta pay Nikola Topic. Oh well, we got the 2026 pick. That's balling right now. It's like, bro, they have an endless supply of talent.
And it's ridiculous. And that's not even the first, like the Clippers first. They probably got others stashed in there too.
Yeah, bro. This is like
this might be.
This is gonna end up the worst trade ever.
I low key want to do I don't know about an episode, but like sit down one day and just be like the worst trades of all time. I mean, this is probably gonna be number one.
This is gonna. I think
we'd probably have to exclude this one.
I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna surpass that Nets Celtics one, even though it got the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum, and led to a championship. I understand that. But this Thunder shit, it's going to go down better than this Celtics shit. I'm going to be honest with you. They're going to win more than the Celtics. I'm talking early. If this all goes wrong, fine. Y'all could come at me. I don't give a fuck. But I'm going to say it now because if I'm right later on, then I'm standing on my shit later on. Just like when I said the SGA is better than Paul George now, and that's why the trade sucked. Like at the beginning of last season, I stood on that shit then. I stood on that shit now. It looks even better now. I'm going to say on this shit now that the Thunder's going to win more championships than the Celtics starting from here on out. And that trade is going to look worse than that Celtics and Nets trade. And besides that, I don't know what trade could be even worse than those two.
Yo, this is an all-time garbage trade. Holy.
I mean, unless you want to say KG to the Celtics because it was Al Jefferson and what else? They didn't even really send picks because back then they cared more about players.
Yeah, it was more about players back then.
It was like Al Jefferson.
Was Allen Ray in that fucking trade?
I don't know. Did they send Telfair in that?
I'm about to check right now.
They sent mad bodies in there though. I think they sent like 6 bodies.
So the Timberwolves, okay. The Celtics traded Ryan Gomes, Gerald Green, Al Jefferson, Theo Ratliff, Sebastian Telfair, a 2009 first-round draft pick, which became Wayne Ellington.
Wow.
And a 2009 first-round draft pick, which became Johnny Flynn.
Wow. So if they used that and made it Curry, this could have been like an even trade.
Yeah.
But they use it for Johnny Flynn.
And that's why I tell Nets fans, like, oh yeah, you could be hype about these picks, but you still have to go and make the right selection. And this is a perfect example of that.
And y'all not even guaranteed Cooper Fly right now because unfortunately you're not bottom of the barrel yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams below. Blazers is below you. Raptors is below you right now.
Wizards are below you.
Wizards are way below you. Jazz are way below you.
Hornets are below you too, I think.
Hornets are slightly below you. They could low-key catch up to Hornets, so it's possible. But the Jazz The Jazz and the Wizards are not catching up to them.
Damn, looking at this fucking Celtics Nets trade is fucking insane. It's like a paragraph.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Holy shit.
I still don't know why they did that shit, to be honest with you. The Nets are so stupid. You trade your future for guys who were at the very end of their career. Like, even in the moment, you should have known, because they're like 35 years old at that point in time. If I'm not mistaken, you should have known that they weren't really going to contribute. If they were 30, 31, I'd do that deal. I ain't gonna lie, I'd do that deal.
That was like a
but them niggas was 35
trade.
Yeah, they
like,
35, 36. Even if they was 32, if they was 32, I would do that shit. But they was 35, 36 years old, I'm pretty sure. KG retired like 2 years after that.
That was the summer of Yeah, Paul Pierce was 36, bro. 35, 36.
35 turned 36.
Yeah.
And KG was older than him. That shit was stupid, bro.
That was a desperation ass move. For what? It's like y'all didn't even go to the conference finals before that. Y'all lost in the first round. And even then, it's like, bro, even if y'all did go to the conference finals.
I don't understand, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this trade looks fucking insane. Holy.
All we got from it is the KG hype video. On Twitter, everywhere. Anytime you want to roast niggas, that's the best.
The only memorable moments from that was KG hype video, and I'll never forget the Paul Pierce block against the Raptors.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why I'm here.
Him being the Raptors. That's it.
That's it.
Because then
they beat the Raptors in the first
D-Will
round.
fell off a fucking cliff, bro.
Who'd they play in the play? They beat the Raptors in round 1, and I think they lost in round 2.
The Heat, I think. Am I bugging? I think they lost.
They lost to the Heat in round 2.
They had to have either the Heat or the Pacers, because that was the conference finals.
It was the Heat.
Because the Pacers, they almost lost to the Hawks, and the Hawks only won like 38 games that year. They almost lost to the Hawks. I think they went to 7, and then I forgot who they beat in the second round.
Yeah,
could have been the Wizards.
They beat the Raptors in 7 games, and then they lost to the Heat in 5 games.
Yeah. Wow, what a good move. Just to lose to the Heat in 5.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, you weren't seriously contending with the fucking Heat with that move. That shit is ridiculous, my nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, this SGA shit's going bad, bro. I mean, since you brought up the Thunder, 14-game winning streak, snapped our 9-game winning streak, which we mentioned before. We just can't hit 10 for whatever reason, but it was a pretty good game. We just ended up choking at the end. One thing I did want to bring up, though, Justin.
Yeah.
I know a couple of episodes, like the past month, we said this is the race between Giannis and Jokic. I think it's finally time we open the door and let Shea in.
Hell yeah.
And I think after that, we close the door. And then I think this time we really lock it and put a padlock on it too. Because I love Luka. You know I'm a big-ass Luka fan since he got drafted. With this injury and him missing all this time, it's going to be hard for him to catch up. And the slow starts this season. I understand he got back into his groove recently, but then he got hurt. He's going to miss a month of time. He's not going to really make an MVP case. Towns, we love him as a Knick. He's balling. He's not those guys. AD, incredible as he is, he's not those guys. Tatum, he's not those guys. You feel me? Donovan Mitchell is the 1 seed. This is going to be a question I have for you too, by the way. Donovan Mitchell is the 1 seed. He's leading that 1 seed. But that is more so a collective, which is not to shit on the Thunder. They're a collective as well. But they rely on Shea much more to win than the Cavs do rely on D. Mitch to win. So it's so much more different. So unfortunately, D. Mitch is not going to make the case for MVP. Yeah. So I'm very confident that these are going to be the only 3 guys that's going to have a serious MVP case. Everyone else, I'm sorry. Like, you're going to have to go on a crazy historic run to even get in the conversation, to even knock on the door. Fuck open the door for you. You got to knock on that door at this point in time and do some shit. But SGA's just been playing phenomenal. 14-game win streak. At this point, since they already beat us and we couldn't beat the win streak, I want to see them get to 20. Just let them get to 20. Their next opponent is the Celtics.
We run it back on the 10th in MSG.
Damn, so we
So a week later, run it back.
we might have to be the ones to break then. So the next one is the Celtics, though. Hopefully they beat them. I think they will beat them.
I think they play the Cavs too before they play us. I think the 8th they play the Cavs.
So damn, they really testing their streak then. So it's about to be Celtics, Cavs, and then us. Wow.
I'm about to look at their shit right now.
So they road to 20 is gonna be tough as hell.
So they got the Celtics tomorrow, Cavs on Wednesday, and then us on Friday.
And after that,
Wizards.
so that would be 17. Wizards would be 18.
Sixers.
And that's a W.
Then they got the Cavs on the Thursday night TNT.
Wow. So let's say they do beat all those teams, they will still need to beat the Cavs for number 20.
And then they got the Mavericks right after that.
Yeah, but after that they'll be going for like 21.
Yeah.
But
Damn,
for
so
20,
they're gonna get tested right now.
Yeah, this is the hard stretch. Like if they really want to get to 20, they gotta win these next 3 games.
Yeah.
Confidently too. I think they'll beat the Celtics though. The Cavs and the next though, that's gonna be another.
Jaylen Brown got to fucking play because I got him in fantasy. He's missed the last 2 games.
I mean, man, they're not winning without Jaylen Brown.
But this is my favorite Shea stat right now.
The him and Michael Jordan shit.
No.
Because I'm not gonna lie, that shit was so cherry picked. It was what was it? It was that only 2 players have averaged 30 for multiple seasons and shot 50%, and it was Shea and Mike. I was like, are you serious? That's which is kind of crazy.
It is.
But at the same time, I was like, all right, but that stat's not even like that. You feel me?
I'm not saying this because of that stat, but I hate the specific, like the mad obscure stats.
Nah, hold up. The best one of all time is a Thaddeus Young one, where it was like him, Larry Bird, and somebody else. It was like players average 13, like 8 rebounds, and shoot like 35% from. It was like something crazy, and it was like Thaddeus Young, Larry Bird. I'm gonna find it while you say that Shea stat.
So this is Shea stats since Chet Holmgren has been out.
Okay.
Chet Holmgren went down November 10th against the Warriors. So since Chet Holmgren has been out, Shea's been averaging 33 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, one block.
Yeah, block.
Yeah. Doing it on 54, 38, 84 shooting. Like, he's literally doing it all out there. And
just rebound a little bit more for me, bro. Rebounds count as 2 points in fantasy, bro. Get that shit up to like 7.
Yeah. And after watching last night's game, it's like, I mean, it's scary because this team is so deep that it's like he gets to have a little breather. Because there was a point in time where OKC was going on a run and Shea wasn't even in the game, and I was like, fuck, he's not even in the game yet. But he's like the one guy on the team where it's like instant offense. Because like as good as J-Dub is, there's a lot of times where I'm like, I'm not scared. But when Shea get the ball, it's like a different demon.
He's unstoppable.
He's really, because it's like, even if he's not making his shot, he's getting to the line. And he has a lot of finishes where it's like, what the like there was a couple times in last night's game where I was like, what the fuck? Like he was doing like the Curry video game layup, like in real life.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, no way. Like he threw that shit way too high, and that shit just goes in. And I'm like, fuck. It was like there was no. I mean, yeah, I feel like the only way you could like bother him, you'd have to like have like a big physical motherfucker on him, but that could also like keep up with him. It's like the one dude you would love to guard him is on his team.
Yeah,
Lou
Lou
Dort. Like that's the ideal guy that I would like to see guard him. And it's crazy that he's on his fucking team. But yeah, he's fucking dangerous, bro. And him holding it down for that team. And me and my brother were joking because he had like, it was fourth quarter, he had like 27 points. We're like, he only got like 4 points left in him because he's gonna cap out at 31.
He's not really like that this season.
Yeah,
man.
not this season.
He don't cap at that 31 no more. He's not scared to break 40.
Fuck no. Yeah. He's not afraid to get you 45 now.
Before we get back to the shade thing, I found it. Players with 800 games to average 13.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, 1.4 steals, shoot 49% and 30% from 3. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, LeBron, and Thaddeus Young. And
Yeah,
this was put up. This wasn't like some Twitter shit. Fox Sports put this shit up as a graphic in the middle of a fucking Pacer game.
that's such an obscure
This
ass
is the
stuff.
most. This is what I'm saying. This is the most obscure stat I've seen in my life, bro. There will never be anything. There will never be anybody to put up anything more obscure than this shit. You can't cherry pick worse than this. But I, I'm not gonna lie. With how Shea's playing, bro, I kind of want to give him MVP.
MVP is his to lose right now.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No,
You don't
don't
think
do
so?
that. Don't not yet. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because Jokic and Giannis are still balling out of their fucking minds.
No, they are. But
They have not slowed down. If they slow down even a little bit, okay. But right now, that's what I'm saying. He just entered the room. So he's in contention. But even now, at that best record, 14 wins in a row, I won't say he's third. I'll say he's slightly above Giannis in second. But I would still take Jokic as the MVP. But that could change just with a couple of weeks of ball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like finalizing this shit right now because like I just think right now he's in the lead because it's like you have this crazy ass winning streak. You're on pace for fucking. I mean, if you want to get technical, they probably are on pace for 70 games, but I'm not gonna go that far.
Yeah.
I'll say like 60.
They're gonna win at least 60.
I'll say like
61,
62. And you're averaging fucking. I don't know what his like season averages are. I know he's averaging 33, 34 since Chet's been out. That in itself is fucking insane. And that is a good enough case right there. Like you lost your second best player and you're still the number one seed, like overwhelmingly too. So that in itself is like fucking enough. Jokic, as great as he's playing, people are gonna be like, shit. I mean, they're what, the 7th seed?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
7 or 6.
he still has time to make up for
No, he's
it.
the 5 seed.
Shit, this West is close. But
and Giannis is the 5 seed as well.
I'm not locking Shea as the MVP of the season. I just think he's in the lead right now. It's them three, and then with the sledgehammer trying to break the door down is Big Bodega. I'm sorry.
No, hold on. It's not a sledgehammer. I respect Cat. I love him, but it's a toy hammer.
Damn.
At this point in time. And that's not because he's not playing good. It's just that these guys are playing at like an alien level.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's playing phenomenal.
I'd be telling people, I'm like, yo, if these three guys didn't exist, he'd be the MVP.
Yeah. It's just like AD for numerous seasons, right? He was kind of that guy with the rubber hammer. I'm trying to find the player comparison thing real quick. Here, look, I'll do it for you while you keep talking about Shaq.
I won't say rubber hammer. I'll say he's trying to break the door down with a fork. Because he's doing damage.
That's even worse than rubber hammer.
No, because people don't understand, bro. Because like I watch these games and it's like,
with the fork.
Nah, for real, because it's not no fucking rubber hammer. He's doing more damage than that. Because I be watching these games, I'm like, nah, bro, this is fucking insane. Like all these 20 rebound games, bro.
Yeah, mad 20 rebound
Holy
games.
shit. And like, yo, he's had 3 30-20 games. But it's insane though, because Jokic has done it too. And you know what's funny? When there was one 30-20 game that Cat had, yo, I saw it on Twitter and I laughed because I'm like, yo, really? Nobody talked about it because people are like, yo, people are hype about this 30-20 Cat game. Sabonis did this shit last week and nobody talked about it. And I checked it. I mean, it was against the Pelicans. But
come on.
It's still impressive though.
I love Sabonis though.
But that shit was funny because nobody talked about it.
Because no one shows him love. All right, I got the 3 MVP candidates right here. Points. Shea, 31.2. Jokic, 31. Giannis, 32.4.
Yeah.
Rebounds, obviously, we know he's not in contention.
You know who's in there, though?
Big Bodega, obviously.
He's number 1, right?
Do you want me to include him? I could throw him in here, but realistically, it's just these
Nah,
three
it's really
guys.
them three.
Let's be real.
It's really them three.
Rebounds, obviously, Shea's only 5.4. Jokic 13.2, Giannis 11.7. Jokic wins that. Giannis has won the points. Barely, by the way, too. Assists, Shea 6.1, Giannis 9. Jokic 9.7.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, shit.
Giannis 6. Oh. Steals, Shea 2, Jokic 1.7, Giannis 0.8. Blocks, Shea 1.1, which is more than Jokic's 0.6. Giannis is 1.5.
Yeah, the block surprised me with Shea.
Field goal, they're all very fucking efficient. 52.5 from Shea, 55 from Jokic, 60.6 from Giannis. 3-ball, 35.6 from Shea, 47.9 from Jokic, and 22.2 from Giannis. But the midi is there though. He was frying I was watching that whole game. He was frying the Pacers from the mid range. He was hitting them niggas with turnarounds, nigga. Free throw, 88.5 Shea, 80.5 Jokic, 60 Giannis. And the rest of shit, like effective field goal, box ups, plus minus, VORP, I don't care about that shit. So they're all very close to each other in terms of like scoring is barely separator. It's by 1 point. Honestly, they're Shea and Jokic are both at 31 basically. Giannis is at 32. The rebounds obviously is out of Shea's control and all that shit. Shea has the team record, obviously, but it's not team record like how it was for Tatum where it'd be team record, but the other guys have way better fucking stats. He has team record and their stats are almost there. He's like right there with them at the stats, but they're still ahead with the stats, bro. So I wouldn't say it's his to lose. They're just all right there, kind of in that similar tier, but I still have Jokic slightly higher than the other two. And Jokic, like we just said right now, he's the 5th seed. I mean,
Yeah.
by next episode, he could be the 8th seed, though. He could be the 8th seed, he could be the 3 seed. That's how out of control this shit is.
I think I think Shea's in the league. I think, like you said, it's true. You can't really decide until like March, like for real, to like have a decision. And even then,
I think first week of March, you could kind of make a decision on the awards.
yeah. And even then, the West is so close. But yeah, anything could change at this point. To me, right now, I think Shea's in the lead though.
So the question I want to have for you before we get into these all-star ballots. So obviously the Thunder and the Cavs are 2 top teams. The Cavs have one more win than the Thunder. Who do you think is the better team? Just overall. It's a couple questions. Overall, who's a better team? Not against each other. Who's the better team overall?
Better team overall. I would go Oklahoma City.
Better chance to make the finals.
I would go Oklahoma City.
Okay. That's fair enough. I will low-key go with the Cavs just because the East, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the East is weak.
7-game series.
Between them two?
And how many games? Don't sleep on playoff Donovan Mitchell, by the way.
I would say OKC in 6.
Me too. I thought he was about to say 5, to be honest with you.
Nah.
I would say OKC in 6. I think the Cavs would put up a crazy fight. I think Donovan Mitchell would drop 140 ball, to be honest with you, in the series between them. And I understand he would have to deal with that Lou Dort bullshit all game, almost. And once Lou Dort's out, he would have to deal with Caruso and some Shea rotations. But we've seen D. Mitch handle a lot of good defenses, bro. Let's just be honest. He could do it. He gave him 140 ball. And then who's going to finish with a better record?
I think the Cavs.
You think so? So if you said the Thunder was going to win, you said like 62, right?
I'll say like 62.
Because this conversation me and my brother had. I think the Cavs are going to win 65. What do you think?
I was thinking along the realm of like 65 to like 67.
Damn, 67 would be crazy. That would be their record. Because I think Braun went 66 and 16 and...
09?
No, I think it was 2010. I think 2010 was their best season.
I thought it was 09.
It could be 09, but I have a feeling it was 2010.
I'm about to check right now.
But because that's also when he lost to the Celtics in that second round. But yeah, 66 wins is definitely their record though. 66 and 16. But
I found it. So 08-09 Cavs went 66 and 16.
And 10.
2010 they went 61 and 21.
Back-to-back 60s though.
Also, that would be their franchise record.
Yeah, 67 would be the record. I think they're going to win 65. I think the Thunder will win 63. So it'll just be 2 wins off. But again, 63 in the West is more impressive.
Yeah, because the Thunder won, what, 59 last year or 58?
Nah, they won 57, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Because I know
They weren't that close to 60.
last year
Because
they won 57 last year.
that top three,
Yeah.
it was like 57, and then 2 and 3 both had 56.
Yeah, I see.
And then obviously the Thunder record was like what? They also won a 60 before as well.
Was that the 12-13 year?
I think they won a 60 flat, but I don't think they won.
Yes.
I don't think they've won more than that. 12-13, they won 60 flat,
They won
but they
60
didn't go to the
flat.
finals.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only time they won 60.
And that's obviously not counting Supersonics history.
Yeah.
Because the Supersonics won 60 something.
95, 96.
Yeah,
Supersonics
when
won
they played
60,
the Bulls.
64.
Yeah. So in terms of Thunder era, this would be the record though.
Yeah.
Hey man, this team could do some damage, bro. Honestly. And this without, like you said, without Chet. Chet, when he comes back, it's gonna be a problem. Him and iHeart as a duo, problem. It's gonna be a problem. Big fucking problem for the league, bro. Those lineups that they're gonna put out, they gotta write a thank you letter to Steve Ballmer. That would be an ultimate troll job. If you just organize some shit where every Thunder fan, well not every, but like let's just say thousands of Thunder fans just write thank you letters to Steve Ballmer. They should organize some shit like that. It should be funny.
What would be bigger trolling, that or what Saquon just did to John Morrow?
What'd he do?
You didn't see the commercial?
No, I just saw that he said, "Oh, I never played for a hat and t-shirt game before."
Nah, he did a commercial where he was like in his pajamas and he was like still having trouble sleeping.
Fuck that nigga, bro. I'm happy he's not gonna break the record.
But it was funny, but I'm like, damn, you dissing the wrong guy. You should be dissing Shane.
I can't wait for the Eagles to choke in the playoffs.
I'm tight. They're sitting everybody out because now the Giants might win.
I mean, that's fine, but they're gonna choke in the playoffs. That's just gonna be funny.
All right.
Especially if they play the Redskins, they're gonna choke.
But what was we saying about you said Cavs and Thunder?
I was just saying that the Cavs would win 65, the Thunder won 63.
Yeah.
Which would be a Thunder record, specifically Thunder, no Sonics, close to the Cavs record, but off by time by one. You think 67? That'll be tough. Like that'll be so fire, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Cavs finish with a better record.
It's a long road, bro. I would love to see the Cavs in the finals though. Besides us, obviously. If it wasn't us, I'd rather see the Cavs. I don't want to see no Pacers. I definitely don't want to see no Celtics, nigga. And besides that, let's be real. I mean, the Magic, unfortunately.
I think if it ain't us, I don't want to see nobody.
Someone has to go, Justin.
I know.
Someone has to represent the East, bro.
I know.
It's not like the Thunder are going to go there and they're like, all right, y'all the champions.
I know.
So if it's not going to be us, I'd like to... Well, you hate the Cavs. I would like them to send the Cavs if it's not us.
I don't hate the Cavs. It just rubbed me the wrong way when they lost on purpose to play the Magic. And then the Magic, like, they showed, like, yo, we ain't no fucking pushover.
Hey, man.
That's what kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
To be honest
I
with
don't
you,
hate the Cavs.
That was a stupid move to begin with because you had to play the Celtics.
Yes.
The goal should have been avoid the Celtics, not avoid Philly, avoid the Heat, avoid the Pacers. It should have been avoid the Celtics as far as
That's what really rubbed me the wrong way.
That shit ain't really bother me. Had nothing to do with us.
I just don't like that in general.
Like it affected our standings kind of, but it's like it had nothing to do with us. It's not like they were dissing us. Like, oh, we don't want to play the Knicks. Or we want to play the Knicks.
Nah, I just don't like when teams do it. Like when I remember the Bucks did that shit. I forgot what year it was. I
remember.
They tried to avoid playing the Nets in the first round, and the Celtics said, "Fuck it, we'll do it," and they swept them. Mm-hmm. And that made me gain even more respect for the Celtics.
And then they beat the Bucks in the next round.
Yes, and that's what made me like, yeah, hell yeah. I just don't like when teams do that shit. Like the Clippers used to do that shit to avoid playing the Lakers in the first round.
Yeah. Look what they did. Niggas ain't got no rings, one conference final appearance. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them niggas.
I just don't fuck with that shit.
By the way, just one thing too about the Knicks before we go into the All-Star shit. Stop hating on Jordan Clarkson. We need that nigga. We need a bench scorer, bro. We need one badly. We need a bench scorer. We need a defensive big, bro.
Shit, I wasn't the only one. Fucking Mike Breen was roasting that nigga too.
I know, bro, but it's one game, bro. It's one game. And yes, I would kind of rather have Colin. By the way, Colin Sexton has stinkers too. And he be taking bad shots too.
He do.
It's that one was against us and we were all watching that shit.
That shit was so fucking glaring.
But And games that's not against us, like Jordan Clarkson's not doing that shit. And Colin Sexton might do that shit against the Hornets, for example. We're not gonna see that. Why would we see that? We're not watching the Jazz versus the Hornets. So I would take either one. But the only reason I would slightly take Colin Sexton more is he would try more on defense.
Give me Colin Sexton. That motherfucker dropped 40 in a 3-on-5.
He's also gonna cost more. That shit was legendary too, by the way.
Yeah.
But he's also gonna cost more though.
Yeah, he is.
He's gonna cost more in a deal.
Sadly.
I would take Jordan Clarkson and somehow a defensive big on a buyout market or something. I don't know. Get us somebody.
Oh yeah, please, Leon Rose, don't make that Jonas Valanciunas trade, please.
Oh yeah, that's not a defensive big.
I keep seeing us linked to him. Nah, I'd rather keep Mitch, like, because people are like, oh, we're gonna have to trade Mitchell Robinson. I'm like, if we're gonna do it to get Valanciunas, no.
Valanciunas to Phoenix is funny too, because like that's the same issue. It's not the same player, same skill set, but y'all need a defensive big.
I'm like, bro, just keep Mitchell Robinson, bro.
When is he coming back? It's January already. I know it's the first week of January. It's the 4th, but when is he coming back?
I think that like late January.
I mean, we're chilling without him so far. This is an addition, but it's like,
no,
dang, bro.
we need him back.
No, we do need him.
Especially last night, yo.
When I say we're chilling, like we're 3rd in the standings and we're catching up to Boston. But it's like, damn it, we do need him still. We'll be even better with him.
Hell yeah.
Thing is, who goes to the bench? Like all year, well, let me not say all year. For the start of the season, like the first month, I was like, all right, when Mitch comes back, Josh Hart is going to the bench. Josh Hart is hooping.
He's having a fucking career
so
year.
So now it's like, who's going to the bench?
Honestly, I think you start off with Mitch on the bench. Like, just to, I mean, you want him to fucking ease back into the lineup.
Of course, but I'm saying like when he's ready after 2 weeks of being on the bench, like after like 7-8 games of being on the bench, and he's ready to start, who's going to the bench?
It would have to be Josh, but I would do it literally depending on the matchup.
Yeah. And it sounds fucked up. We just used a lot of picks on this guy. Like Bridges would be great off the bench, but he also works out incredibly starting too.
And he's playing.
But it's just that
I wouldn't do that.
It's just that in theory, he would bring that scoring punch way more than Josh Hart in terms of just pure scoring. Yeah. But we also need his defense is better than Josh Hart's too. We need that more in the starting rotation.
I'm not necessarily thinking about scoring punch. And like, not only you traded so much for Mikal Bridges.
Oh, I'm thinking about scoring punch. Trust me.
Not only am I thinking about what we traded for Mikal Bridges, I also don't want to hurt his confidence. Because like,
absolutely not.
He's finally starting to get it together, and to tell him like, oh yeah, you're gonna come off the bench now. I don't even want to like play with that shit.
Oh no, trust me, I'm not entertaining that. I'm just saying like in theory, just because he's a better scorer than Josh Hart, it would be nice.
It would have to be Josh, just because he's done it his whole career, and he even said at the beginning of the season, he's like, "Oh, I might have to come off the bench just to like try something different." And yeah, he doesn't give you that scoring punch off the bench, but he gives you that fucking spark off the bench. Like as soon as he comes in, like second unit, he's gonna be the motherfucker. Like, I'm getting these offensive boards. And I'm gonna give us extra possessions. I'm gonna run the fast break and get an N1, get the crowd hype. And sometimes that's all you need to get like. And we're gonna see one of Mikal Bridges or Karl Towns playing. They're gonna be in with the second unit. So that's all you kind of need to get like that shit jumping, and you're gonna have that energy. So he's not gonna give you that scoring boost, but he's gonna give you that. Oh yeah, like even though the starters are out, the vibes is still high, and he's still giving you like those high energy plays that's gonna keep you in the games. So I think it would probably be Josh.
Man, please give me a bench of Deuce, Jordan Clarkson, Josh Hart, and Precious, bro. And we're chilling, bro.
And I'm not going.
I'll be so happy.
Shout out Josh Hart, bro. Because the other day I was watching Wild Knicks endings on YouTube. Yo, this motherfucker hit some clutch fucking shots.
Oh, absolutely.
Holy.
I actually rewatched the Devo shot, like the whole sequence the other day, like 2-3 days ago.
You know, I was watching the Cavs series, the first game. There was one, he was like limping, and he hit like this crazy ass three. I was like, yo, this motherfucker Josh Hart comes in clutch all the
Yeah,
time.
speaking of limping, that's another thing I saw recently too. I think it was like more than a week ago. It was when Q Grimes kind of like pulled his hammy or some shit. He was limping
Uh,
down the court, and Jimmy Butler tried to ISO him, and then he got the steal. I was like, yo, I low key do miss Q Grimes. That was some real nigga shit, but we did need to trade him though. That was some real ass nigga shit though when he did that.
yeah.
That was so fire. Shout out to him. Let's get into this first fan return of the NBA All Star voting though, Justin. Just off rip, I would just name who's so far would be the starters, and then just kind of overlook this and see kind of what's the biggest surprises to you.
Let's
What's
fucking go.
what happened?
Per Shams, the Chicago Bulls will retire Derrick Rose's #1 jersey in the rafters next season.
No, it's fire.
Let's fucking go.
He doesn't want a statue. That was a funny thing. He's like,
He's
you
like
saw the quote?
he's like
Yeah.
the way people been making
He's
statues.
like, yeah, I'm good, bro.
I'm good.
Nah, he deserve it though.
Let's fucking go.
He's probably the third best player of all time. He's higher than Artis Gilmore. Absolutely, he's the third best player in Bulls history. So yeah, of course it was gonna get retired. So shout out to him. So on the West, starting so far, it would be Shea and Luka, just based off fan votes, and then Jokic, KD, and Bron. In the East, it would be LaMelo and D. Mitch, and then Giannis, Tatum, and Kat. So Justin, just looking over all the fan return voting, what would you say is kind of like some disappointing results you've seen, some shockers, anything that you're pleased with so far? Just any initial reaction so far.
Shockers. Norman Powell.
Really?
Yeah. Actually,
I
I'm
think
trying to think.
I think he low-key deserved the consideration at this point in time. Like, I'm trying to think of the guards as missing from there.
Actually, no, I'll take it back. Shocker, Andrew Wiggins.
I got a bigger one for you.
I know what you're about to say, and it's not a shocker. It's a fucking disappointment.
Well, I have two. That one might low-key surprise you, but I'm getting tired of the shit low-key 2 years in a row. Number one is, you already know this one, Paul George. So I don't know why the
Yeah,
fuck he's here.
that's not even a shocker. That's a fucking disappointment.
That should be obviously RJ Barrett's spot.
Yep.
And then on the guard side in the East, Derek White needs to get the fuck out of here. You thought I was gonna say Jordan Poole?
Yeah.
No. Jordan Poole, I hated him last season. He's kind of hooping right now.
No, he is.
I gotta give him his respect. Derek White needs to get the fuck out of here. And I have Derek White in fantasy. He's helped me out sometimes. He needs to get the fuck out of here, bro. In his spot, who would I put in for him? Guards in the East. Darius Garland is here, correct? He's already in here already? No, he's not in here.
So
So he should be in there over Derek White.
Yeah, Darius Garland should be there.
Get Derek White the fuck out of here, bro. I'm tired of these Celtic propaganda trying to say, oh, whoa, we're winning. And the thing is, they're not even the 1 seed either. So they can't even pull that shit.
Yeah,
They can't pull that shit where
shit.
they're like, we're winning, so he's contributing to winning, so we need all these all-stars. No, you don't, nigga. So y'all might not even get to this season, and either the 2 seed. And y'all might not even be the 2 seed. Look, right now, Warriors not a suitor for Jimmy Butler.
Oh, that just came
Oh
out?
shit, yep. That just came out right now.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be our
Dunleavy?
that's gonna be our last topic too to end off the show. But yeah, bro, them two. Oh, hold up.
What?
And another one too. No, wait, I'm bugging. I could have sworn I saw him earlier. Yeah, I'm tripping. I don't know why I thought I saw Klay Thompson here. I'm bugging out. I thought I saw Klay Thompson. I'm tripping.
When I first saw this, when this first came out, I thought I saw him too.
I could have sworn I saw Klay Thompson here somewhere, but I'm bugging out. The West is kind of fine except Wiggins.
Yeah.
I don't blame Norman Powell. Like, who deserves that spot? Jamal Murray,
No.
Colin Sexton, like
No.
Anthony Simons. Like, yeah, that's it. But in terms of names here, it's fine. Overall, the rankings are kind of off to me personally.
So my disappointment obviously is Paul George. One thing I'm happy to see is, and this is one thing I fucking love, Karl Anthony Towns getting 1 million fucking votes.
But that goes along with my disappointment because Brunson doesn't even have half of that. Brunson has 477. And to be honest with you, I don't want to hear, not from you, by the way, because a lot of Knick fans' excuse is, well, The Minnesota fans are voting for Towns too. Bro, Ant has 411,000. Gobert is not here. They hate Randall. They're obviously not voting for Randall. You mean to tell me every single guy that voted for Brunson also voted for Towns, and somehow, some way, they
Yeah,
found 600,000 extra
I
votes?
saw some shit. It was like, oh yeah, Cat got the Cook Minnesota fans to vote for. I'm
Yeah, the
like,
thing is too.
yeah.
So put it together.
I'm like,
All
Ant is more popular than Brunson, I would say.
yeah,
Like in a world,
Brunson's winning over
yeah,
him
yeah.
right
Which I'm
now.
like, that doesn't make sense for the Timberwolves fans, like for Cat to, because Cat, they actually showed the stats. I
Yeah.
think last year he had what, like 100? No,
He was barely in that shit.
yeah, he was barely. He had like 100 something K,
Yeah,
and now he's
I
at
remember when we were talking about it, like, damn, he's barely in this shit.
yeah, and now he's at like he's one of the fucking top vote
And we
getters.
can't even say it's a New York thing or a winning thing. So it's like,
It's not a New York thing.
if, like I said, if everyone that voted for Brunson voted for Cat, and everyone that voted for Ant voted for Cat, that's still exactly 877,000 votes. So where's the extra 200K coming from?
Yeah.
So, but the one explanation that people have said on Twitter though is, because the front court's 3, compare the guards 2. There's more combinations for the front court to get more votes than the back court. So, which kind of explains why the guards who have the most, like LaMelo only, quote unquote, only has 974K. And Shea's the only guard with 1 million, but you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 front court players with 1 million.
That means
And that's not counting AD, who's 1,000 away from 1 million.
yeah.
So I guess that makes sense
So
too.
all that tells me is that Shea is like the consensus and everybody shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of guards, which is kind of crazy too, even with Luka not even being close to him.
So yeah, that explanation makes a lot of sense. There's more combinations with the bigs, and you can't deny with the way Cat's playing. Like, you have to include him because Paolo's not playing. Embiid was out, so he's probably not even in the requirement. I mean, Embiid's gotten votes, but a lot of people
I
are
don't know
probably
how,
like
bro.
rubbed off and like fuck that. But yeah, in the East, the clear cut forwards or front court has been Giannis, Tatum, and Cat.
My ballot every single day has been. When I'm not gonna lie, I say I've been voting every single day. I would say when I remember to vote, I would say I'm voting 2-3 days a week. Right?
Yeah.
It's always been Brunson, D. Mitch, Brunson, D. Mitch, Giannis, Towns, and Barrett. That's been my starting 5 each time in the East.
I've been mixing it up. So
I don't change it. I don't change my
obviously
shit,
it's always Brunson and Big Bodega. And then I'll mix it up. Like some days I'll do D Mitch, other days I'll do Cade. And then I'll
bro. Damn, I should support my nigga Cade.
yeah, I voted for Cade last time because I saw D Mitch was higher than Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nah, we gotta relax. So I put Cade, I did RJ Barrett, and then I throw Tatum in there. I wish Paolo was playing because I'd be voting for Paolo like fucking crazy.
My West shit is the same as kind of like the starting one, but I be doing Shea, D Fox, Jokic, Braun, and Sabonis.
I'd be throwing Wemby in there. I've been throwing Fox a lot because it's like Luka's not gonna play, so this vote not gonna mean shit.
Yeah.
So I just like, and then I look at all the other guards. I'm like,
John Morant not getting a lot.
the way Ant has been playing in fantasy, I'm like, you don't even deserve my All-Star
I
vote.
don't give him shit.
So I just give it a Fox.
I'm kind of surprised by John not getting that much. I understand like injuries and stuff, and his season's not as like eye popping as his other ones, but I'm still surprised that his quote unquote aura and his highlights from past years is not carrying him. He's not even close to Kyrie Irving. And this was a guy who was one of the most popular players in the league. Not even close at this point in time.
Yeah.
Brother is barely ahead of De'Aaron Fox. So shout out to my Sacramento boys. Keep that win streak going. Please beat the Warriors. If you beat the Warriors, y'all keeping the playoff race alive. Please.
LaMelo at 1 isn't really surprising.
It's not surprising, but we really about to have Damian Lillard ahead of Brunson again.
Yeah.
Back-to-back years.
That's the part that gets me tight.
Shit gets me so fucking mad, bro. Like D Mitch, winning team, number 1 seed.
Yeah,
they're about to have a 60-win season.
That's
understandable.
That's understandable.
LaMelo, individual player, incredible. Damian Lillard, he's not doing anything team stat wise, and individually, he's cool, but he's not better than Brunson.
Yeah.
If you want to say they're on the same tier, fine. I would take Brunson slightly more, not even with the bias. But to be cooking Brunson by almost 300K Ridiculous,
Yeah, that's
bro.
crazy. And
Ridiculous.
even LaMelo, he has the individual shit, and he's probably the most popular fucking player for like
Kids.
kids ages like what, like 17 to like 22. I mean, you could.
100%. You're even
I was gonna
younger.
say you could throw Dave in that mix because Dave love him some LaMelo.
The number one,
Ball family guy.
no, number one ball glazer. And we're
Yo,
not throwing
Dave
the
loves the
pause on
ball
that.
family, bro.
He's a ball glazer.
He's bumping Jello's song nonstop.
He loves all the
He
balls.
has a big baller hoodie.
Yep. I'm surprised he didn't get the shoes.
Yeah, those shoes were like $700 when they.
But Leandro's always been his favorite. I don't understand, bro. And everyone knew from day one he was the worst one. I don't know what it was that attached him to Leandro, bro. Everyone knew that he was the worst one out of the three.
And LaMelo got like 10 million followers on Instagram.
Hey, man. He's got aura.
So that doesn't the Damian Lillard shit is like, all right, bro, what the fuck?
Trae Young really got more votes than Kate Cunningham. That's crazy. I think Tyler Hero, even though I'm not a Heat fan, he do deserve more.
Nah,
love,
Tyler
though.
Hero deserves to be here.
I think he should be above Maxey. I ain't gonna lie. And I like Tyrese Maxey, but I think he should be above Maxey.
Yeah, they should be swapped.
Halliburton not being here is a major W, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. That's a big fucking W. We're about to not see Halliburton at the All-Star game.
Best of both worlds, because he's not playing good, so fans notice, and he's not popular enough to where
It's an excuse.
where he's underwhelming, but people still put him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm also surprised that there's one thing I will say, that there's no Pacers, though. Well, I mean, let's be real. Miles Turner not going to make it, but to see not him or Siakam, kind of wild.
It's fine with me.
I mean, let's be real. Siakam's better than Butler. Siakam's better than Paul George. Siakam and Evan Mobley's okay conversation. And B's not really playing, you feel me? So
Yeah.
I like Siakam. You know, now that the him and Randall rivalry is done, which was a low-key thing. I don't even know if you knew this was a thing. But they had like a Beyblade rivalry because they both would do spin moves into the paint. And niggas would compare their games and niggas would argue, especially around All-Star time, they would argue who deserves to be All-Star more, him or Randall. Now that it's over, I could give some more love to Siakam. And especially since I backed him and the Tatum debates. So I'm gonna back my boy, you feel me? Gangsta. They still tied at one championship, so it's still a close discussion. Hey, that debate's not over yet till they both retire. You never know. We could see MVP Siakam.
Nah, it's over.
It's not over. It's not over. It's not over till both of them niggas retire. But fuck Halliburton. Halliburton not going to All-Star. This is basically a guarantee he's not going to make it, to be honest with you.
Damn.
Because the fact that he's not even showing up in the first return, let's be real.
He's not showing up at the second.
He's not going to show up in the second one.
Yeah.
You got a lot of catching up to do if you're not being Derek White, my nigga, to be honest with you. You're not being Jordan Poole neither. You're not making the All-Star game, bro.
Yeah. I love the downfall.
Me too.
I love it.
Me too. Absolutely. Fuck all the
You
Pacers,
can't really
bro.
explain what it feels like when the downfall starts hitting, bro. Like this Heat downfall, whew, and we about to get into that too.
My favorite, though, in terms of downfalls, is when you catch it right before it happens. Like, and I hate to bring it back to Paul George, but like, when I'm about to lock my phone. Like, when I got into the Paul George, like, this is about to be the origin story of my Paul George hate. You know, I picked Paul George to win MVP the season before the season started, where Westbrook won MVP. That 16-17 season, I thought Paul George was going to win MVP. 15-16, full season, PG's first full season since returning from the leg injury. I thought he was going to win MVP. Paul George used to be one of my favorite players. That's the crazy part. This man let me down over and over and over again in terms of MVP picks. I was so obsessed with hoops, Justin. I hope I find, you know what? I'm going to find my iPhone 7. I'm going to charge it. And I'm going to see if I still have my notes where I'll literally write predictions on who would win MVP per season, what the All-NBA teams would be, who would win DPOY, and who would win Rookie of the Year. I didn't do all defensive. And you would see, bro, I put Paul George numerous times for many seasons. Never got close to that shit, bro. except 18, 19. I didn't even put him in consideration. After bro got cooked by the Jazz, I hopped off the train. And when niggas was when I really started that PG hate going into that 18, 19 season when he had the MVP Paul George season, niggas said I was bugging for hating on Paul George. They got fried by Damian Lillard, and the bad shot shit happened. So now I'm on a super high right now. I'm like, I was right, nigga. It was the Clippers. These niggas about to win the championship. MVP, PG, and Kawhi. Niggas go up 3-1. Nigga plays bad game 7. Justin, I've never felt a bigger high than that in my life. This nigga blowing game 7, getting outscored by Patrick Beverley in the fourth quarter. That's the best, especially when we was here. You, me, Dequan, and Dave, when we was here sitting on this couch, but it was moved over there. When we was here and I said, Chris Middleton playing better than Paul George in the playoffs.
Oh, I remember that.
And what did these two niggas say, Dave and Dequan? Oh, you fucking... That was one of the few times Dequan has yelled at me in a basketball debate. He said, nah, you're fucking bugging out. You're fucking bugging out. Because that's when he was a big-ass Paul George fan. He said, nah, Paul George way fucking better than Chris Middleton in this playoffs. I said, nigga, Chris Middleton was dropping fucking 40 bombs. And this was when they was both in the conference finals. We didn't even know who was in the finals yet.
Oh, yeah.
And then Chris Middleton went to the finals and dropped another 40. And then had finals MVP consideration until Giannis dropped a 50. So I was like, man, that's the best. When you... What I did was like buying Bitcoin when it was like $500. You feel me? That's kind of what I feel like.
Yeah,
I just sold that shit at 50 bands.
This nigga bought Paul George being ass stock.
Yeah, I bought Paul George being ass stock at $1, and that's just a band now. That's just a band now. I saw that shit go down to 50 cents in that MVP Paul George season. After that Dame shit, that shit went all the way up to like 10 cash, bro. And I sold that shit. That's just at a band right now. This after this Sixer shit, like I'm basically done. I feel bad at this point. I feel bad. I really do feel bad. Heat downfall, I mean, I didn't really predict it to be like this, to be honest with you. Ben Simmons downfall, when he scored that 0 points in the playoffs, I knew he wasn't going to have an incredible career like niggas said he was when people would say he was the next
The
LeBron.
0 or the 1 point?
I think he had both.
I don't remember the 0
both.
point. He probably did. I just don't. I remember the 1 point against the Celtics.
I think it was the 1 point. I'm sorry.
That was his rookie year.
It was 1 point. I'm sorry. It wasn't 0. Sorry. Let's give him the 1. Let's not forget the 1. Nigga had 1 point.
That's
when
crazy.
everyone's saying he's the next LeBron, he had 1 fucking point. And that's when I knew. I was like, yo, this nigga is never going to be an all-time great.
That's fucking embarrassing.
But I didn't think he was going to... I would be lying if I told you he was going to fall off this badly. But that's another nigga where I bought in after that 1 point shot. I'm like, yeah, I'm buying this stock. But that one was kind of on the rise. I bought that shit. Like, I cashed out when bro passed off that open layup over fucking Trae Young. Nigga said, I will never forget that shit to Thibault, bro.
I'll never forget that game, bro. I watched that whole game.
Yo, that whole 2021 playoffs is just funny, to be honest with you. It was full of funny moments, to be real. The 3-1, no, sorry, there was no 3-1s. The Sixers lead being blown, Chris Middleton cooking.
Didn't they blow like 25-point leads?
They blew mad leads in that series against the Hawks.
That's crazy.
Jokic and his brothers getting into a fight with the Suns. Like, that shit was just funny as fuck.
The fan getting into the fight.
Yeah.
The stands, yeah.
The Suns fan too. The one counting the money and the other one who's like, Suns in 4.
Yeah.
Like, that asshole. Yeah, bro. That was a funny postseason, bro. But yeah.
Oh, fucking Bron on Jay Crowder.
The salsa and Jay Crowder went like this. Yeah, that playoffs was funny as hell, bro. Kuzma playing like shit, and we was all flaming Kuzma in the group chat. Yeah, because we knew that was like the beginning of the end for like the Lakers contendership. It was like, damn, Kuzma is fucking folding these niggas, bro. Yeah, bro, that shit was coming. But that's the best. When you hop on some shit early before it's the wave. 100%. Speaking of Heat downfall, Justin, this is low-key your floor. I don't like the Heat, but you hate them niggas, bro. Do your thing, bro.
Yeah, fuck the Heat, nigga.
Cut a promo if you want.
So the Miami Heat, well, Jimmy Butler, this all started by him requesting a trade. This was what, Thursday night. He basically did it at the podium. He was like, "I would rather be anywhere else." So literally anywhere.
29 teams.
29 teams. So and then the next day, Miami Heat has suspended Jimmy Butler for 7 games for multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team over the course of the season, and particularly the last several weeks. That is per Shams. And another report from Shams, the Heat say they're open to listening to all Jimmy Butler offers, though his actions and statements he has not shown he no longer wants to be a part of the team. Jimmy Butler and his representative had indicated they wish to be traded. Therefore, we will listen to offers. So this is crazy because we talked about it. What was it, last episode? Pat Riley, we were like, he kind of wants to get that leverage back. He doesn't want Jimmy to have control. And now look at how everything has transpired. I just want to say shout out to Shams for standing on business, because Jimmy Butler's agent was really trying to like manipulate the fucking media and audience and manipulate the truth into thinking, this guy's insane, like trying to ruin his credibility. And when Shams literally said, he's like, nah, this is 100%, like, I'm not capping in my fucking stories. And we saw everything came to the light now. Yeah, the Jimmy Butler Miami Heat era is over. And
bro, in a blaze of, I don't want to
no
say
pun
glory.
intended.
I don't want, no pun intended. I don't want to say blaze of glory, but like up in flames. Again, no pun intended. Too crazy.
Yeah, and it's officially over. What is going to happen now? Don't know yet. He said he'd literally rather be anywhere. Pat Riley has the chance to do the funniest shit and be like, all right, guy, you want to go anywhere? Yeah, I'm gonna send you to fucking Washington.
If I'm Pat Riley, I would really troll him.
I would
like
dead
that.
ass do. I'm like, yo, you want to go anywhere? Oh, bet.
I would really call Danny. I'll be like, you want Jimmy Butler? I'll take Colin Sexton. I'll take Jordan Clarkson. Like, I'll take whoever.
And if I was Pat
Just throw
Riley,
him over
I would
there.
be so petty and be like, let me get a few decent guys, so when he gets there, they're fucking garbage.
Yeah, I'll be like, you can keep your top 2, top 3 guys, but let me get the good bench players. Like, let me get the role players. Like, bro, that should be funny,
That'd be
bro.
funny as fuck.
That shit would be funny.
It's
as
crazy.
hell.
And you know what's funny? Pat Riley could do that because he built that
doesn't
fucking
care.
Heat. Any other GM, they can't do that, because if they did that, they would lose their job. Pat Riley could do that shit.
He is the Heat.
He is the Heat. So,
And you know what's the worst part?
I wouldn't even be mad if he
They
did.
could turn the role players into some good ass players.
Nah,
too.
they
That's the
dead
funny
could.
part.
I'd be like, yo, yeah, you could keep your top guys. Give me Corey Kispert though. I don't know if he'll be ballsy enough to ask for Koulibaly.
Yeah, I was about to say they're not getting Koulibaly. They're not getting Bub. I don't even know who else to ask.
Give me
for.
let me get Keyshawn George and Corey Kispert.
I have to get something else. They gotta get the money to match.
And yeah, they need the money too.
I don't even know who the fuck who can match. someone on that
Valanciunas
team.
might have to be in that shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's just Valanciunas, bro. But I don't think Valanciunas makes enough.
Yeah, he don't. But yeah, Pat Riley has the chance to do the funniest thing, because people keep talking about the Suns and the fucking
Ooh,
Mavericks.
Blazers would be funny too.
That'll be funny. People keep talking about the Suns and the Mavericks. That's not gonna happen, bro. Like, the Suns don't even have like the money to do it, unless you just want to do a him and Bradley Beal straight up. But I know Heat fans don't want to do that shit. So it's like, what's the point? And then the Mavericks, I just wouldn't do it personally, because you would just have to give up substantial shit to get him. And I don't want to fuck up what you got right now.
And it's hard as fuck. Like
And
we
it's
saw
hard, yeah.
trying to make the trade happen.
It's hard as fuck to do. I feel like, me personally, when the more I thought about it, I mean, we just saw that the Warriors, they're out.
They're out.
So they said, yeah, we're having a bad year, but fuck that. We're not diving into those waters. The more like thought I given it this morning, I don't know if they would do it, but the idea of it would be kind of cool. But I thought about Jimmy in Atlanta, and I thought that would be pretty cool. And I also thought about him in Detroit.
That's one team I thought about, but it would be beneficial to Jimmy though. Detroit.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be harmful. Like, if I'm Pat, that wouldn't even be a petty shit. That would just be like a good move.
Yeah, those are like the two teams where I'm like, I actually wouldn't mind if he went here, because obviously those aren't no like championship overwhelming contenders, but I feel like he could go there and he could shift the culture and actually help them. The Hawks, them and the Heat are like right there in the standings, so
basically.
they could like move up a little bit more, and that gives the Hawks another playmaker, another go-to guy down the stretch, and they could be a sneaky playoff team with the wings they got, the defense, and then with the Pistons, Jaden Ivey just went down. That's another veteran you add in that locker room with Cade, and another guy who's experienced in the playoffs. So hopefully, if they do make a little push or they make a plan, they could get over the hump and win some of those close games. Because Jimmy Butler in the clutch, he could be the deciding factor in those close games because they're in every single game. So I like those two spots for him.
Did you mention Houston at all? They still need that go-to guy and closer.
I don't like Jimmy Butler Houston, bro. I know people like to talk about it. I don't fuck with it. Just cause, and I see people like make certain trades, but I don't know like how. I don't think the Heat are taking that because some people are like, oh, you could just trade Jeff Green, Steven Adams, and Cam Whitmore and get it. I'm like, bro, the Heat are not going for that shit.
Jeff Green is older than Jimmy Butler.
Exactly. I don't like that trade just because it's like you got to trade significant young players for a 35-year-old who also needs to get paid. I would see like the Pistons. I would like it because it's like you already paid Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. I wouldn't mind paying a 35-year-old Jimmy Butler if I was them, because this will probably last maybe another couple years. But you add a veteran in that locker room who's gonna grow with Cade and grow with Ivy.
Correct.
And the Pistons love drafting fucking athletic wings who can't shoot. You have the old version who's proven in the playoffs.
Who can learn from him.
Yeah, so I would rather go that way. Houston, I wouldn't really do it because it's like this. I mean, I was gonna say the swinging ages because you could say that with the Pistons too, but it's like you'd have to cut like you'd have to gut some of that for him when you could literally do that for De'Aaron Fox, who I would rather do, who's literally way younger because De'Aaron Fox is what, 27? 26, yeah, even better. 26, and I don't mind paying him because he would be your point guard that you don't really have, and he would be your go-to guy in the fourth quarter. So yeah, this era of the Heat is over. Heat fans, I know there was one guy on the TikTok that commented. He was like, I'm starting to dislike Jimmy Butler because of all the comments he's making and the way this shit is ending. Like on this note, it's kind of sad. Some fans blame Pat Riley. Like it's time for Pat Riley to go.
Nah, it's not his fault. This might fuck up a jersey retirement. I'm not gonna lie.
This actually probably will. Me personally, I see no wrong in what Pat Riley was doing. And people say most of it was because of what Jimmy said in the playoffs. Because Jimmy got up on that podium and said, if I was playing, Celtics would be home, the Knicks would be home. And then Pat Riley said, yo, if you're not playing, shut the fuck up. And
that's where they said the issue started, when Pat Riley said, yo, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Yeah.
Well, without the nigga.
But yeah. Because, like, yo, you're trying to, like, talk all this shit. You're not even playing. And on top of that, you haven't played 70 games since the 16-17 season, motherfucker. So why the fuck would I pay you $50 million for? He wants a 2-year deal.
8 years is crazy, bro.
Yeah, so I'm like, why the fuck would I give you that? I do not see any wrong in what Pat Riley's doing, and I know people are gonna be like, oh yeah, he ran Bron out of town, he ran D Wade out of town, shit like that. I'm like, understandably, he wanted to establish like to Bron, motherfucker, you're not bigger than me. Which is tough to do.
I don't think he ran Bron out of town neither. Bron,
I don't think he did either.
No matter what, saw that D Wade's knees were cooked because I actually got into this debate with somebody too as well that 2014 wasn't a super team anymore. By 2014 they weren't a super team. Yeah, even 2013 they weren't a super team like that. That you could split the Heatles into 2 different eras, even though it was only 4 years. The first half, they were a super team.
Yeah.
Losing to the Mavs, super team. Being the Thunder, super team. Being the Spurs the first time, not really a super team, kind of going down. Losing to the Spurs, absolutely not even close to a super team. D Wade was cooked by that time, unfortunately.
And people would be like, not a super team, but they won 66 games? I think that's more a testament of like
Bron was
Bron
one
was
vote
like
away from unanimous
yeah,
MVP,
Bron
and they
was like
won
a
20
god.
26 in a row,
27.
27 in a row. So it's like, bro, he was backpack. No disrespect to D Wade, obviously, but he was backpacking them, and that was it 12, 13? No, 13, 14 was the first year since like D Wade's rookie year that he didn't average 20. I had to go and search that. That was the first year he averaged below 20 points. He averaged 19.
Yeah, it was 19.
Which is barely a difference, but still, that was the first time in his career since the rookie year he didn't average 20 points, bro. Bron saw the writing on the walls. Obviously, he didn't see Chris Bosh's blood clots, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's a completely different story. But he saw Wade was aging. He still wanted to bring back something to Cleveland. He saw Cleveland had assets. He saw Cleveland had a young rising star in Kyrie Irving. No matter what, I understand Pat Riley was going to his hotel room. Like, we've all seen the story. Bron was also in the 2014 World Cup. Pat Riley was coming up with the trophies and shit, the 2 championship trophies to try to convince him to stay. Bron already had his mind settled. And it's like, I don't think he ran Bron out of town.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No matter what, Bron was out there. He ran D Wade out of town, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
That absolutely. But Bron, no matter what, I think even if they did complete the 3-peat and beat the Spurs, I think Bron still would have left. That's a debate. We'll never know, obviously. We will truly never know that. It's all speculation, but I think Bron still would have left. I think no matter what, he wanted to go win one for the Cavs, no matter what. And it was, like we said, it was the perfect situation to go back to anyways.
I can't speak to the Shaq shit.
What's the Shaq shit? Oh, running Shaq out of town?
Yeah. Because Shaq went from Miami to Phoenix, right?
Phoenix, but he was old as shit.
Yeah,
though.
I couldn't tell you what the fuck
His
happened.
decline was crazy.
Yeah, his decline was insane.
Him in the finals was
Shout out to
terrible.
Maximilian, by the way, because he just put out 2001 Shaq highlights. Fire. Because usually what I don't like watching those old ones because the fucking quality is so grainy.
Is HD? Is all the HD
Fire.
games? I'm gonna watch
Fire.
it. I'm gonna watch it today.
And then he just dropped the Allen Houston one from the 02-03 season. Fire.
Nigga, after this, I'm gonna get a bagel and I'm gonna throw on that Shaq highlights on the TV.
Fire. Like I think I got like 5 minutes in. I'm like, I have seen no grainy footage yet.
You know, I actually low-key want to watch. This is about to be mad random. I want to watch some Hito Turkoglu highlights. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you might have to go to fucking Intuition Hoops for that shit.
I'm gonna have to find some shit. I've been wanting to watch his highlights for a minute, but I haven't been able to get around to it. But back to what were we about to say before we go back to Jimmy Show?
Nah, because you said Hito Turkoglu. It reminded me. Shout out to Andrei Stojakovic.
What the fuck, nigga? Go back to the...
Nah, Peja's son is dogging. He is dogging.
They're not even from the same country, Justin. What do you mean?
I know.
Speaking of Hito, that's why I'm laughing. They're not even close.
No, because they
Them
were
countries not even close.
No, it has
bro.
nothing to do with countries because they were teammates.
For like a year.
Yeah, but every time I think of those,
no one remembers him as a king too. He was a king for 1 year, and then he went to the Magic.
It's because I remember when that team first came out on 2K, I was like, damn, these motherfuckers had Peja and Hito?
Gerald Wallace.
Yeah, rookie Gerald Wallace, I think. But I remember I was like, damn, these motherfuckers had Hito and Peja? Shit.
Did they have Kevin Martin? No, they didn't have Kevin Martin.
That was too early.
They didn't have Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin got drafted.
05.
I want to say 05, 06.
I think 05.
I want to say 05.
So yeah, or maybe 04.
But yeah, that's what reminded me because I remember those two were teammates.
I thought he was just saying. I thought you thought that was from the same country.
Kevin Martin was drafted 04.
I was about to say, nigga, they're not even close to the same country. Not even bordering.
But what's it called? His son is nice though. He plays for Cal. He was at Stanford last year.
I'm sorry, that shit was mad fucking
Nah, yeah, it had nothing to do with countries. But yeah, back to the Heat. The era's over. The one statement that I thought was fucking crazy was when they said, "Oh, the Heat feel like they could compete with the Celtics even without Jimmy Butler."
I think that was where they're in the wrong.
I'm like, all right, guys, relax.
Y'all not competing with us or the Cavs or even the Magic without Jimmy Butler. Let's be real.
I'm like, all right, fucking relax.
Y'all might not beat the Pacers without Jimmy Butler.
We all saw that first round series. Come on now.
Tyler Hero's is not there to carry a team.
Like, as good as he is,
he's cool, yeah.
Shit is different when you are the one that's getting like schemed against. It's a completely different thing. Very different. And I think he had one good game in that entire series. And even in those bubble runs when he had his moments, Jimmy was the guy that they were scheming against.
Did you see, by the way, too, the report that Philly, before they signed Paul George, was looking to get Jimmy Butler back?
I did not see that.
Yeah. They were trying, before they settled for Paul George, that sounds crazy, settled. They were trying to trade for Jimmy Butler to get him back and get a reunion, but that didn't work out. But I think this kind of brings it back, bro. Unfortunately, this does bring back the discourse that Jimmy Butler is a toxic asset. Unfortunately, talented but toxic. That narrative was strucken down when he got the Heat to the finals the first time in his first year. And of course, got them to the finals again and then a conference finals in between that. But it kind of sucks too because I do like Jimmy Butler as a player, solely as a player though. He's done great things for the Heat. He's done very well for the Bulls. He broke the Timberwolves playoff drought. And then he also, realistically speaking, he was a part of Embiid's best team, which could have gone to the finals if it wasn't for that Kawhi shot. Because I think they would have beat that Bucks team as well. He is a winning player. He's the definition of a winning player, especially for this era. It just sucks that everywhere he goes, he kind of just burns everything up. Chicago, him and D Wade was skipping practices. Rondo had a fucking big ass argument with them, specifically Jimmy Butler.
And didn't Jimmy not fuck with Fred Hoiberg?
Well, that's different. Fred Hoiberg fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But Jimmy's also in the wrong for skipping practices with D Wade all the time. And Rondo had to call him out because obviously the young guys didn't want to call him out. We know what happened in the Timberwolves. We don't got to repeat that story. Jeff Teague has told it. All these guys have told it. Cat has told an alternate version of it.
Hold up. We them boys.
Yeah, like everyone's told different versions of that shit. Jeff Teague's though was the funniest one by far.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Philly, he had a problem with Brett Brown day one. Had a problem with Ben Simmons the whole entire time.
I give him slack for the Philly one, okay. I cut him some slack for that.
If you want, I guess you could still kind of say it's on him too, though.
Yeah,
you gotta.
But like, I think that's the one where I kind of understand where he's coming from.
Even him and the JJ Redick shit though, like when they were watching film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you heard the story, right, with JJ Redick?
Yes.
When he was like, JJ, what the fuck would I want to do that again? Just watching film and shit like that. And it's like you just gotta integrate yourself into the culture, the team culture, whatever it is. Unfortunately, so like, just do what when you're in Rome, do what the Romans is doing. That's how the saying goes, right? So, and then obviously, this is the part that was in his control. He wanted to go back, but they paid Tobias Harris, and they prioritized Ben Simmons, which was a big mistake. Found what we thought was a home in Miami. Miami fans and in general NBA fans thought the toxic shit was all put to bed. This is home. This is where he's gonna retire. And everything's fucking up now. He's dyeing his hair like a madman. It's gotten to a point where he's like, yeah, I will go play for any 29 teams. And that's why I really do hope. I don't hate Jimmy Butler, by the way. Again, I really do like Jimmy Butler. I really do hope though, just for the comedic factor, that Pat Riley really does pick up the phone and calls the Jazz, calls the Wizards, calls the Blazers. I'm not gonna say the Hornets because they got something in LaMelo Ball.
I wouldn't say the Pelicans.
They got LaMelo Ball. You wouldn't say the Pelicans? I kind of would because they shit show too. And you know what? Give me Brandon Ingram. Fuck it, why not? Call the Pelicans. Thank you for actually including them, even though you said not to. Call the Raptors. Fuck it. He said it. His words. And mind you, you already took away all my bargaining power. Fuck it. I'm gonna send you wherever I can send you then. I don't care. And like we just said, I'm Pat Riley. I'm the Heat. The owner's not gonna fucking fire me. He's not gonna fire me.
I built this shit.
Yeah, I built this shit. I built this shit day one. For over 20 fucking years, close to 30 years, I built this shit. He not getting rid of me. You feel me? I seen D Wade leave. I seen Shaq leave. I seen Alonzo Mourning leave. I seen Tim Hardaway leave. Bron, Bosh, everybody. I'm about to see you leave. I'm gonna see Bam leave. I might even see Tyler Hero leave if I live long enough. You feel me?
Shit, I was trying to get him out of here.
Yeah, it's like, let's be real. Like, they're not gonna find me. So it's like, why not just trade him to like the Blazers and be like, fuck it. You know what? Give me in. Fuck it. Give me Anthony Simons. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. I don't care. We'll do something. We'll figure it out. And like you said, the Wizards, give me Valanciunas, Corey Kispert, and Keyshawn George. I don't care. We'll figure it out later. Maybe even a protected pick. Yeah. They're like, we'll give you a pick. Even Pat Riley probably like, throw protection on it. I don't give a fuck. At that point, I'll be that petty. You said 29 teams, you'll play for 29 teams. I'll show you these 29 fucking teams, nigga. I'll send you to any team then. Let's see if you about it. I'll even send you to the Raptors, which has some talent, but that's just not working out right now.
I really hope he does that shit.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be funny. I would love to see fucking the siren emoji, Bleach Report. Jimmy Butler traded to the Utah Jazz. And then open the details, and it's like for Jordan Clarkson. I'm trying to think what else would be like possible too, like how even they can make that shit work. I don't care. They'll figure it out. They're the GMs. They know how the money's gonna work. But like Jordan Clarkson and other shit, and they just gonna be ass. They're gonna be ass, and Jimmy Butler's gonna have to deal with it, and then have to get paid somewhere else. It would be funny as hell. That might be one of the funniest NBA moments of all time, to be honest with you, if that shit happens.
Yo, I could already imagine that shit right now. Like, Jimmy's like, I wanted to go to Contender. And Pat Riley's like, you said 29 teams.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's
like, have fun in Washington. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, tough guy. That's exactly.
Losing a Pat Riley on The Sopranos, bro.
It's because I envision his like. I always envision the KG story, and I try to mix it.
Yeah, he's like,
watch
fucking
high school.
He's like, what the fuck? You got me watching a high schooler? What the fuck?
Oh shit! And he was like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, I'm doing these drills. I'm dunking, boom, 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 and then I'm like, oh, motherfucker! And he just goes, what do you say? He said, good job, young fella, or something like that.
Job, young fellow.
Yeah, that shit was fucking funny,
oh my god,
bro.
That's like a top story.
That's a top 3 KG story. That and when he got on the Jeff T shit, and Jeff T was like, yeah, when you got on all fours and started barking at me, he's like, yeah, I did, motherfucker. He's like, I was like, he's like, no, Kobe walk around hissing like a snake. He did. I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, whoa, what are we talking about, bro? That and the Eric Gordon shot. That's the top 3 right there. But nah, bro, send him wherever.
Oh my god, bro.
You've done enough. You try to make it work. You Pat Riley, bro. I don't think there's any executive in the NBA that has more protection than Pat Riley. Fuck it. Fuck around just one time.
Yeah, nobody else could do that shit, bro.
Yeah, no one else has the ability to do that shit. Nobody in the league has the ability to do that shit. Do it.
Could Sam Presti do that shit?
No. He hasn't done enough for the franchise to just troll like that.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Rob obviously doesn't. Fuck that.
Well, you said who?
Rob Pelinka doesn't. Obviously,
hell nah.
Fuck no. Leon Rose, love him. He can't do that shit yet. Danny Ainge on the Celtics, maybe.
He could.
Maybe he could have trolled. On the Jazz, though, no, he can't do that shit. Masai, he can't do that shit. Respect to him, but he can't do that shit.
R.C. Buford?
He could. Him and Pop, they could do that shit. Yeah. Like if Kawhi says some shit like, I want to play for 29 teams, and that time who was hot garbage? I'm trying to think.
That was what, 2017?
Yeah, 2017. I mean, Philly was fine by then. They had just gotten an Embiid year.
Shit.
No, 17, 18. So after the 18 season, the Pistons had like Blake Griffin, I think.
Knicks was garbage.
Knicks was garbage, but at least that's New York though. Nets didn't have a come up yet. Nets was garbage.
The Hornets was ass, right?
Well, they was always ass, but they had Kemba. But fuck, I would have been like, all right. If he said, I would have sent him to the Kings. If Kawhi was like, I'll play for 29 teams. If I was R.C. Buford and Pablo, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to send you to the Kings for literally anything. Literally just straight garbage. If Ben McLemore was still there, I'd be like, we'll take Ben McLemore. And like some picks and just troll. They could have done that shit. Just them and Pat Riley's the only
what's
two
funny?
guys.
We keep painting this picture of Pat Riley doing that shit. Pop is dead ass like.
He would do it too. He might do that even more.
He would do it even more. He's like, you said 29 teams.
Yeah. He would go to the press conference. They're like, Pop,
why'd you trade him to?
Why the fuck did you trade him to the Utah Jazz for 3 second round? Why'd you trade Wemby to the Utah Jazz for 3 second round picks? He said 29 teams, right? Like, he literally said like that.
Yeah.
He said, so
So
the Jazz are one of the 29
he'd
teams.
be like, answer this. He said 29 teams, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he would
He's
just
like,
end the interview after that. He's
yeah,
like, the Jazz are a team in the league, right? They're like, yes. Like, okay. And he'd just get up and leave. He would do some
Deadass.
shit like
He
that.
would
That's how
dead-
he would do the interview. Literally, straight up, that's how he would do the interview. Obviously, not like with Wemby, but you know what we're saying. Like, if he was in that Pat Riley situation, like, I mean, Jimmy said 29 teams, right? Yes. Okay. And the Jazz are a team in the league, right? Yes.
Yo,
Okay.
if
He would do some
if
shit like
Pat
that.
Riley trades him to the Wizards, bro, I might have to like post on the Twitter, on the Instagram. Have you seen Scarface?
No.
Damn, I was gonna say I'm posting the clip when fucking Tony's on the phone, and it's like push it to the limit, and it's like Pat Riley on the
You
phone.
might have to post some Sopranos shit. Have you seen Sopranos?
Yeah.
I haven't. I just be seeing the clip. The clip that be killing me the most recently, by the way, because we about to go into MVP of the week, basically. Clip that be killing me the most, because I just be seeing all the funny clips. There's the one where these niggas is eating at the diner, and bro's just eating an omelet. Tony's just eating an omelet with a tomato. And he's just cutting up the tomato like it's a steak and rubbing it on top of the other tomato. And the other dude's like, you know, Quasimodo predicted all of this. And Tony just paused. He said, who did what? He was like, you know, he predicted the Middle East and all this shit. He said, Nostradamus. He's like, yeah, Notre Dame. He said, no, that's Notre Dame. Quasimodo's from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's like, oh, that's a coincidence. Notre Dame has a quarterback. They have a halfback. Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's a lot of backs in Notre Dame. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, and so he's like, Notre Dame's a fucking cathedral. That shit has me that shit, and that shit's my favorite joke. Where I think Vito's the one that's sus, right? He's a Diddy one. He's at the bar. Like, what are you doing here? He's like, what? I was here. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
That shit was like, it's a joke. That, and the last one is
He's
Chris.
like,
Chris at the, and the dude who's like 20 years. He's like,
20 years in the
20
can.
years. He's like, I want to fuck a woman. Jacked off in a tissue. Like, I just see all the comedy clips. And then Chrissy, when they're at the funeral, they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so died of Lou Gehrig's disease. And he's like, isn't it a coincidence that Lou Gehrig died of Lou Gehrig's disease? And everyone's laughing, and Tony's just like, are you gonna keep making that stupid fucking joke every time that shit comes up? Like, he got fucking tight, bro.
Nah, that nigga, yeah, the 20 years in the can shit was funny.
That shit's funny.
That nigga said, I wanted Marigot. I ate grilled, he's like, I had to compromise. I ate grilled cheese off the radiator.
Oh, when the kid was taking a shower at school with the other kids, he just took a shit. Like, what the
That was Vito's son.
Yo, that shit was fucking funny. That nigga just took a shit in the shower.
I remember when Vito pressed Finn. He's like, I got 2 Yankee tickets.
Oh, he's like, I got 2 Yankee tickets.
He's like, you better be there at 7 o'clock.
And then when he goes to the meeting, and then he was like, nah, he was below the security. He's like, what? He was like, catching, not pitching.
Yeah.
That shit had me dead,
He was like,
bro.
catching, not pitching.
Nah, we got to MVP of the week, though. Oh, my God. I got to watch the whole show, bro. There's too much funny shit. I've just seen all the funny clips.
Jackie Jr., how's Rutgers? Fuck that, I'm dropping out.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
That clip I haven't seen. All right, so MVP of the week, we can't have SGA. He won last week. So starting off, we got CJ McCollum. He had a 33-4, 22-4-5, and a 50 ball. The Blazers, sorry. That's a throwback. The Pelicans was 1-2. Jokic is back. 37-9-8, 36-22-11-4.
Holy shit.
23-17-15, 41-18-9. They was 3-1. AD 36-15-8, 28-13-4, 3-2. Damn, nigga. And this was his worst game. This next one. 18-19-4, 3-3. 2-1 when he was playing. His teammate, Austin Reeves, 26, 6-16. A lot of sixes. 35, 9-10. One board away from a triple-double. 15, 8, and 11, 2 boards away from a triple double, and then 27 and 6, 3 and 1 when he played. AD missed one of them games. Then Trae Young, 34 and 10, 34 and 9, and then 33 and 9. There was 1 and 2 in that span. Justin between CJ, Jokic, AD, Reeves, and Trae Young, MVP of the week.
Nikola Jokic.
Damn, again. I'm about to start banning this nigga. Jokic, MVP of the week. Justin, college football playoffs. Who's going to win this shit?
Whole thing? Horns up, Texas.
Horns up, nigga.
I'm thinking them or Ohio State.
Fuck Ohio. Horns up, nigga.
Fuck, man. I really wanted Boise State to win, bro.
Me too. And I don't want Quinn Ewers to get hurt, right? But, like, I want to see a storyline in the finals. Like, let's say, like, not serious injury, like, Quinn Ewers, like...
Oh, you want the
twist his ankle, like, not bad. It's like, you can't finish the game. Archie, we need you to finish the fourth
quarter. Oh, I thought
quarter.
you were going to say, I want to see the Tua Jalen Hurts storyline.
No.
Because Hurts didn't get hurt. Saving Lily said, get the fuck out.
Just get the fuck. All right, then even better, just that. And it's just like, Archie, we need you to save us.
Yeah,
and it's just
he was like, Tua, save us.
That would be gangsta. I just want to see him get some burn, bro. He hasn't gotten any burn at all in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. I think he played a single down. Get bro some
2027 draft. Insane.
Hey, you should wait it out. You want Cam Ward so badly. Y'all should just wait it out.
He's going to do 4 years.
I keep trying to tell y'all. That's fine. I keep trying to tell y'all. Sam Darnold, 3 or 4 year deal. Get Travis Hunter and just wait.
I mean, we can't get Travis now. We fucking got the 4th pick.
Damn. Who would y'all get then at that point in time?
4th pick. I started looking at cornerbacks. Fucking
get Genty. Nah, he's projected at like at 10 to 12.
And plus, I don't want to do that again. Taking a running back in the top 5.
Hey, if you beat the Eagles, you move back even more. Then you should take Genty.
I was looking at Will Johnson, the corner from Michigan, because we need help on that secondary. Our front, our fucking D line is insane, but we need secondary help.
I know the Lions. We drafting all defensive players, bro. Well, we're not gonna draft defensive backs. We're good there. But everything else, we drafting all defensive guys. We're drafting D linemen. We're drafting linebackers. All that shit.
Abdul Carter though from Penn State, they're saying he's the next Micah Parsons. So I wonder who gets him.
Not us.
Panthers could use him.
Not us. Damn, y'all should get Sam Darnold though.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Thing is, who's even the next best receiver after him? Is it the nigga from Ohio State?
Who? Jeremiah Smith?
No.
I'm like, that nigga's a true freshman.
No, he's not the best one. Egbuka.
Yeah.
He might be the next best one, but he's later on in the draft.
Yeah, him.
He's like 20-something.
Who's
Isaiah Bond?
Luther Burden,
Luther Burden, the third from Missouri.
Yeah.
But
those guys are later.
And then Genty's 10 to 12. Hey, man, if y'all fall back, it's either a corner or Genty. And y'all going to beat the Eagles. I'm giving y'all that energy. Y'all going to beat the Eagles.
I'd rather just get the corner. Damn, my stomach.
Yeah, me too. Trust me. My shit just hit right now. Pause. We gonna get an edge, I think. We might get an edge or a linebacker. We need something. We need some help.
Yeah.
We need some defense. Speaking of the Lions, I don't even want to ask because you're just gonna say the Vikings. Fuck that. We're gonna skip that question. I know you're rooting for the Vikings. I'm rooting for the Lions because you wanna dick ride anybody that's not the Lions for whatever reason. Now you a Sam Darnold fan, right? Now niggas want to be a Sam Darnold fan for one night and one night only. That's okay.
I've always liked Jettas though.
Okay, who doesn't?
I'm not.
I like him too. Who doesn't? Can you name one person who doesn't like him?
Does he even have haters?
That's what I'm saying.
Is he the Shea of the NFL?
I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of better than Shea.
Nah, he is.
For what he is in the NFL, he's better than Shea.
I'm sorry, when you could put up 1,000 regardless of who your QB is, that's impressive as fuck to me.
Think Daniel Jones.
Neighbors just did that.
No, hold on. You think Daniel Jones and Jettas can combine for the 1,000? You think Jettas could get 1,000 with Daniel Jones?
Yeah. He got 1,000 with, what was it, like 4 games of Kirk.
And Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs. And who's the other one?
I don't know who the third one was. I remember it was mostly Dobbs.
I forgot who the last one was. But he was worse than the first 2. And he still got 1,000. And he did it in 9 games.
Can he do it with Joe Flacco right now?
Yes. I think he could, bro. He got 1,000 with 3 different QBs, and he did it in 9 games.
Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Winston.
Hell yeah.
With Matt picks.
Yeah, Matt
picks.
James gonna throw for 4,500, but he gonna have
30 picks.
30 picks.
I'll try to think. Damn, who would literally be like the worst person? Who would you think is the one QB that he can't do it with? Is it possible? One QB he can't do it with.
He's not even in the league yet, but I was about to be like,
Shador.
Nah, I was gonna say Jalen Milroe.
That's different. I think you need to change positions. I think to change positions, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, I saw the Lamar Jackson edit. That was funny. It was like, he's like, how do you feel about teams wanting you to try out as a receiver? He's like, I'm a quarterback. I'm not gonna do that. And then I think after he won MVP, Harbaugh was like, not bad for a running back. And then the beat drop. I was like, yo, that shit was fire.
Win a Super Bowl. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man.
And to end the NFL talk, Justin, because this is the last weekend. Who's your MVP? Not the consensus, not the front runner. Who's your MVP?
I mean, my MVP is Josh Allen.
That's fine. I can respect that.
Even though I know some people like to get into arguments like, oh, Lamar has the way better stats.
And Jared Goff has a high QBR. You know, he's in the conversation too. You know.
I know people like to talk about the Lamar Jackson has better counting stats, which is true. Like Lamar's having a better season this year than he did last year.
Bills was supposed to be ass though, so I don't give a fuck.
And that's my whole thing. It's just the expectations for the Bills were completely different, and I know the help is like very like it's very like different. Like obviously Lamar has more help on his team, but it's not like significant where it's like taking it away from him. I just think what Josh Allen has had to do this year has been fucking insane, and he's cut down on the turnovers. Like he's cut them down to a third. I think he had 18 in interceptions last year, or just turnovers total. This year he has 6. So to make that mental improvement in his game, and losing Gabe Davis, losing Stephon Diggs in the offseason, and everybody came in, I mean, outside of me, because I still had faith that this would still be a pretty decent team. But I did think, seeing the schedule, I'm like, damn, it's going to be tough. I still thought this was a playoff team. Did I envision them winning the division? I thought it was a tough task, but for them to do it, and
really,
I mean,
that division's ass.
It is, but like a lot of people were high on the Jets train. I wasn't there. I thought Miami could maybe I thought Miami was like a regular season team to me. Like they could be good in the regular season, but I knew once the playoffs started, it was a different story. But I thought it was gonna be a little challenge, and they're better this year. The Bills are better this year than they were last year, and we saw the Bills were fucking mid last year to start the season, and then after the bye, they went on that streak at the end of the season. But I would give it to Josh Allen, man, because he's literally been like a fucking superhero for the Bills.
Respect to Josh Allen. He will win MVP. My MVP, though, Josh Allen will be second place, very close second place. My MVP, though, will be Joe Burrow if they win tomorrow. Well, no, they play today or tomorrow?
Today.
They play today.
8 o'clock.
But the Broncos play tomorrow. So if they win today and the Broncos lose tomorrow, I will give Joe Burrow MVP, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It's crazy,
With
bro.
where he started and the way they was losing in the start of the season too, bro. Just one pause. Couple inches certain times and in certain moments, certain plays, certain calls. Has 1-2 extra wins that should be under his belt that didn't go his way. You feel me? Like that Ravens game didn't go his way. Like honestly, on some bullshit, but whatever. But we're not gonna talk about that. But
it's crazy because if they were, what are they, 8-8? Shit, if they was like 12-5, he would be the MVP. Like it's not even a joke, like a question.
By far,
it's just their defense is so ass. Like if they had like a slightly better record, he would have won MVP.
I'm just happy Jared Goff's gonna finish top 5. That's all.
If it's not Josh Allen, shit, I don't know.
If it's not Josh, should be Joe Burrow. I'm sorry, Lamar's out of the question. It's not. The Ravens aren't even spectacular. Let's be real. They're not spectacular. They didn't have no insane season. The Steelers is right behind them. The Steelers can still win the division. Obviously, the Browns have to win today. It's the fucking Browns. But, bro, it's not over yet, and they didn't have no incredible season.
Yeah.
They didn't win no fucking 14 games.
Nah, yeah, this Joe Burrow season is fucking amazing. And then this fucking Jamar Chase season is insane. Niggas about to win the Triple Crown.
Jared Goff, you had a great season too, bro. You top 5 though. You in the top 5 for the MVP. Justin, any shout outs before we get out of here?
Was I gonna shout something out? Nah, no shout outs.
Shout out Marvel Rivals, W game. All I've been playing the past week. I started playing last Saturday too with y'all. W game. I've been addicted to that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Is it fun to play by yourself?
Pause. But low key.
Pause.
Low
Holy
key.
shit.
Low key, yeah. I can't lie. It's if you have a good team, yeah. Is that no one talks on the mic. So it's kind of like you just have to use the in-game commands like, hey, I need healing, attack here, whatever. But it's still a good time. I've still just been playing Venom though. I gotta start experimenting with other like different niggas, but I'm having a good ass time. I know how to use Venom now. I turned off the auto swing, so I'm having even more fun with him. I think I'm getting way better with him, so it's a lot of fun. But I told you before the show, they don't want to give me MVP. Get the most kills, no MVP. Most damage, no MVP. Take the most damage, no MVP. High ass accuracy, no MVP. So I don't know what the fuck they want from me. So no deaths. All this should still taking damage, no MVP. So I don't know. I still need to get my MVP up, but they about to put the Fantastic Four in the game too.
Damn.
Fantastic Four is already confirmed to be in the game next for season 1. I think that's coming out in like a couple of weeks. Shout out my mom. It was her birthday yesterday. Big shout out to her. I had a good time yesterday. Out to dinner. It was out way too late though. I can't even hold you. I felt bad for that waiter. We took up that table for a long ass time. But pause. But he got a good tip. And then one thing that we forgot to do last week. Well, my fault. It's not just his fault. Only my fault. Rest in peace to Ricky Henderson too. I know it's a little bit delayed, but the best leadoff hitter of all time, one of the best baseball players of all time, period. Shout out to him. I did feel really guilty. Even right when we turned off the camera, I told Justin, I was like, fuck. I forgot to say rest in peace to Ricky Henderson. So rest in peace to him. One of the best baseball players of all time. But with that, that's all my shout outs for the day. Justin, walk us out of here, please.
If you guys are listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Please like. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please like, please subscribe. Follow us on TikTok at the J&J Podcast. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.